up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. Mama raised a true seeker. Every day making way, exposing the deceivers. Trying to wake up all the sleepers.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. It says I have 69 people here. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. All right, so as you can see from the title, I have a very special guest tonight, guys. I have RFB with me. I was a little nervous because I didn't think he was going to get his shit together and even show up because he was a little late coming in backstage, Mr. RFB back there. I see you. I'm looking at you right now. So, yeah, I'm sure it's probably shocking to all of you that I have RFB on my channel tonight. He was a little hard to nail down, but you know how those Boston boys can be. So I want to bring on now Mr. RFB.
Hey, YouTube, it's Richard from Boston. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. It's your call, not mine. Anyway, whatsoever, at all, period. Period. I am out.
We got Ray from Boston with us tonight, better known as Michelle L in the chat. Guys, I know, I just wanted to fuck with you a little bit. Me and Ray had this planned. I said, you are Ray from Boston, RFB.
I did a pretty good Richie from Boston, though.
You did. You were on point with that. You were on point. You did have me a little nervous, though. I didn't think you were going to show up, and I was like, I'm going to kill him.
No, I was here. I've been up since last night, like trying to put things together just in case you want to like look at certain things. I got 2 slideshows that I put on, like I can link in there, and like when we get to it, whatever. No, that's great. Two different things that I want to talk about, but what's the show about? Korea? What are we looking at? Melted castles?
We're looking at melted buildings in South Korea, but we're going to get to that. I'm actually going to save that for the back end of stuff, and I think we're just going to tackle all your stuff. But first, for anybody who's not familiar with you and your channel and your work, why don't you give us a little bio on yourself and how you woke up and how you got into Hydrology and all this stuff. So the floor is yours, Mr. RFB.
So I never trusted the government. I always had problems my whole life. Just they screwed me over. They screwed up everything. Like, I don't really want to get into that part, but that's why I woke up. So I was at my girlfriend's house, and when they invented the smart TV, right? I didn't care about computers. I didn't have a computer. I don't have Facebook. I feel like Facebook is a relationship killer. But anyway,
it can be.
You know, like it can be. So, you know, I didn't mess with Facebook. I know a lot of friends that like broke up with their girlfriends after like a long time because of Facebook, and a lot of people. But so I was never really into the computer. I just used it to make music, you know, record things, put music together, produce Pro Tools, and like things like that. But I don't know. So I started watching the TV, and I was watching like scary shows, like you know, like the ghost paranormal stuff.
Oh yeah,
and then I got
that stuff.
I got bored with it though. You know, I was like, this is stupid. So then I started looking at UFO stuff, because I never had YouTube, and it was on the TV now. Like they put YouTube on every single smart TV. Like none of the other platforms are on there. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about YouTube. People can watch you from the TV. So if it wasn't for that, I would have never figured it out. So when I started searching for UFOs from Boston, because I was like, all these UFO, even though I wasn't awake and I still thought the earth was a ball and everything, and like I believed in everything, like I was like, these UFO videos look stupid. I was like, these things are definitely like fake. So I was like, I want to see if there's any UFOs like near me. So I started like UFOs over Boston, UFOs over Boston. And then Richie from Boston popped up one day, and the algorithm gave me him. And then like I watched it, and it was a little weird at first because I never seen nothing like it. You know, I was used to watching regular TV. But then every day I thumbed him up because he said, you know, give me a thumbs up or don't, you know. So I thumbed him up every day, And then the algorithm just started giving me him. So then I started like looking forward to his video every day. Like sometimes he'd do like 2, like driving around in his car, you know, like all kinds of cool stuff. And he woke me up, like, because I think because he's more down to earth the way he talks and he sounds like me. And like, I don't know, I could relate to him because I'm from the same area. And he just seems like a regular person to me. He doesn't seem like, you know, anything. He's just a regular guy, like an asshole with a laptop, you know. He never fixed his tooth because he always wanted to be an asshole with a laptop. And, I love Richie from Boston. He woke me up, but everybody that I found was on his channel. Like he mentioned you, Jen, a few times.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned me.
A long time ago.
He mentioned me. What was he talking about? When he mentioned me.
I don't remember, but it might have been the Super Soldier video. It was like back then.
Okay, yeah, because Steve said that's how he originally found me, was Richie from Boston mentioned me and he went and checked my channel out. Wow.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
That's awesome.
And that every time I would follow someone from his channel, they always turned out to be like legit. Like, and at first I didn't believe anything he said, but I checked it out for myself. Like I would check his links. I would look it up other ways. I would try to like debunk it in my head, and all his shit always checked out, you know? So I trust him over time. It was like 2016 when I started watching him. So
yeah, we've all gone down the Richie from Boston path. I know Steve was on it for quite some time. I don't know if he still follows him or not. Now everybody, you know, in light of what happened recently, everybody has mixed feelings about all this, and that's not where we're taking this. We're listening to Ray from Boston tell us his experience of how he's gotten to where he is now. And Richie from Boston is a part of that. I have to tell you guys, if it wasn't for Richie from Boston, I wouldn't have found Brian Stavely, and then I wouldn't have started live streaming, because it was because of Brian Stavely that I even started to live stream, and he got me to this level. So before that, it was just all me talking in my car, and then I upload. I never had live chats or live streams. So, you know, don't get anything twisted with current events. We're just listening to Ray's story here, and don't anybody get all off track with stuff. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
So yeah, no, it's all right. So so then I was already looking at the Mandela effect. Like I watch a channel like Recall Vector. He's a good channel. There's a few other really good Mandela effect channels, but then I seen the episode of Richie from Boston with Stavely on it. Mm-hmm. And that's how I found out about Stavely, because like I had no idea. And then like, you know, the thumbnail that you showed at the beginning of this, the TV F's your brain on the train. You remember the original one that you and Stavely did that was from, when you guys exposed the media in 7-Eleven and all that, like all in one episode. It was like at night. And I think he even took it down the next day. Like, it was just like, it wasn't like up for a while. I remember you guys took it right down, but that one really woke me up to the media being fake. That's another thing Stavely did for me. He really showed me that everything that the news says is a lie, and there's an agenda behind it, and there's a reason why they're saying it, way they want you to react, like, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And after I started seeing his stuff that, you know, the media was fake, and then his Mandela effect stuff's really good too. So I started following Stavely, and then I used to watch it, and I didn't have a phone. I didn't want a phone for a while. I kind of just went in hiding and disappeared for like 10 years, had started a family. I have 2 kids and a fiance now. And I just kind of like disappeared like from everywhere to get out of like trouble and just change my life, make a positive change. So
the truth has that effect on people, you know, and it seems like you've come upon the truth, and then you're changing your life, and all this stuff's kind of coinciding with. So, you know, when each one of us come upon the truth at our own time in life, like Steve, he came upon it in his early 20s here. I was,
he's lucky.
Yeah. I was in my mid to late 30s when I started really coming upon the truth. It's 2005 for me, but, so continue.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I mean, whatever. We have time. But yeah. So it's like I don't know. So then, where was I anyway? I started waking up, and then I started. All right, I wanted the comment. Like, I was reading all the comments, and I was like, dude, these people in the chat are like having a party. I was like, who are these people? You know, I was like, are they even real? I started thinking to myself, like, I was like, are they robots? Or they just put them there to like make it like look cool? Like, is it real? So
you
then
didn't
I
know
was
what
like,
live chat was. You didn't understand live chat and stuff, right?
no, but then I started reading it, and then I started getting to know some of the people. I was like, shit. And then I just was like, man, I need to comment. So I grabbed my girlfriend's phone and I started making comments. And then I went into Zulu One's chat, and he gave me a wrench, an algorithm. He was the second one that I went in his chat, and I started talking to everybody, and everybody was like really cool. Like all the flat earthers, everybody in Algo's chat, like they were all really nice to me and like really cool. They like pulled me in, they like sucked me in. So then like I seen Steffi P and Stavely do like a mask video, and they like flipped out and they were like, no, we're not taking this shit no more. We're not being nice about it anymore. We don't care about other people. Like we're not here to protect you. You know, like they were being really like strict about it. And it gave me the balls to make my first mask video when I went into Stop and Shop Without a Mask, and the girl flipped out on me. And it was nuts. Like, yeah, and I only got a few seconds. It was like 40 seconds long, but it got 900 views already. It's my most viewed. It's the number one. It's the first video on my page. So, you know, after that, I started doing mask audits because I realized it's all bullshit. Like every single one of their laws is fake. Like everything. Like you just need to be like a lawyer. What lawyers do is they prove to the court that the law that they're charging you with does not exist. So, like, they have to use their lawyer Latin, you know, syntax, whatever they want to call their language. But they basically work around whatever law you're being charged with, they get the judge to drop it if you get a good lawyer, because they can out-talk them and make it feel like they're charging you with the wrong thing.
Well, the thing is that... Damn. Okay.
Fuck.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is
all right.
all because Admiralty law is what we're under, and Admiralty law is the law of the sea, and the way that they bring us into their jurisdiction of Admiralty law is through the capitalized name. We all carry it around in our wallets. We think it's us. It's not us, it's our person. It's the only way they can bring us in is if they capitalized on our name. So when you go out of your house and you step down into the outside of your house, you don't step into an ocean, you're on land. We're supposed to be under the land of the law of the land, not the law of the sea. So, you know, and then once I realized all that, and I realized that, you know, these laws don't even apply to us. We're under common law, you know?
Like the one that they keep talking about on the T. Like when I get on the bus, the MBTA around here, it's like, there's an AI voice. I made a video of it. It's like an Alexa. It's like federal laws. It's a girl. It's like federal law says you have to wear a mask, right?
I've heard that, yeah.
But if you look up the T's law, it's a proclamation. It's not a federal law. And it's only applies, the way it's written, the judge wrote it, it's only applies to sick people anyway. So only if you're sick, you have to wear a mask. Like, so they're making it, and when they say something's a law when it's not, they're acting under the color of law, which is they're violating federal law by saying that's a federal law. And then people are taking advice from an AI. Like people are just taking medical advice from an AI. Like they get mad if we give medical advice to people, but we're supposed to take a medical advice from a sign. Or like an AI, or like, you know what I mean? It's stupid. Yeah. I don't want to get into it too much, but
yeah.
I'll go off on a tangent.
I can tell you one thing that is really prevalent right now, and that would be bacterial pneumonia. People are getting bacterial pneumonia in their lungs from inverting their breath.
I seen my doctor yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was scared. Because I had like lumps pumping out of my back, and I was like, dude, I have cancer. I was like, for like 2 weeks, I was like, I definitely have cancer. Like but then when I went there, he was like, no, it's just like a cyst. It's, you know, like one of those fibroid types. I don't know what they're called. They come and go. Like, it's almost like a hernia, like a mini hernia. I'm like, when I like lifting.
Right.
But whatever. At least it's not cancer. So I'm happy. Yeah. I checked out. And then he asked me if I, you know, wanted the thing. And he was like, I'm only going to ask you once, because he knows that I don't like it. He's like, I'm going to ask you once, and then we're going to move on. And you know what I heard? That's because they've changed all the the keyboards at the doctor's offices so they can talk into the keyboard now, and it's listening to them at all times. They have the doctors have people listening to them now, so they have to ask you certain questions. It's crazy. Like when I first called, like they asked me these 2 questions, and then after that they just left me alone. And then when I went in, he was like, "I'm going to ask you once, and I'm going to move on." And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Okay," and then he just moved on. So it's like he has to do it. Someone's forcing them to do it, you know?
Yeah. They have to gatekeep each other and stuff. And if they want their perks and their benefits and whatever other payouts that they get for all this stuff, they have to. And there's somebody's going to be listening in to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. But I don't think these people do what they do to other people who come into their practices to their own. They don't do it to their own. Their kids and their family and stuff. You know what I mean? They're not getting it.
I'm lucky that I have a doctor that I've had for like 15, 16 years, and he's really good, and he doesn't really bother me too much, and he's really smart, and I'm lucky that the doctor that I got is the doctor that the nurses go to see. Like I see all the nurses going in to see him, so, and the other doctors and therapists and healthcare workers go to see this doctor. So, and he's been around for a long time, and I could tell that he kind of doesn't believe it too. Like I brought up Koch's postulates to him, you know, and I asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a real thing." And I was like, "So, you know, how can we prove that it even exists?" You know, but he was like, "So basically, you're saying you're not going to believe it until you see it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that I want to see it. Like, you know what I mean? Show it to me in a petri dish. You know, like put it on TV. You know, they still haven't done that yet. So." Until they, I don't know.
I think they just repackaged some old stuff that was already around, and they're calling it something else. And they're good at doing that stuff. This is what they're all about anyway. The fact that people forget that you lose, you know, in certain infections. And if you have a sinus and throat infection, you're most likely going to lose your smell and your taste. It's just the way it works, guys. It tends to happen more with smaller children or in your younger years. I don't really get sick anymore or nothing. But when I was younger, I had a lot of ear, nose, and throat problems. I was actually in the hospital with pneumonia when I was about 4 years old. I almost died. But I remember always losing my smell and my taste. So when people are like, "Oh my gosh," I'm like, yeah. And like, this is not a new thing. It's just the same old stuff, you know, like, and how did they forget that they even had this? Plus they're creating a whole society of hypochondriacs. I mean, back in the day when people would come down with something and you were at a party, it wasn't like 3 days later you were calling everybody to see if everybody, you know what I mean? It was just, you got it and you really didn't know who else got it. And if this is what you're going through, you go through it. People are like, "Oh, you know, hope you feel better," and you get better and life goes on. But now it's like, you know, all this contact tracing stuff. And, you know, so of course you're going to find out more and more who is coming down with, say, flu-like symptoms and stuff like that, because you're inquiring more about it. And we do have flu seasons. We've had it all this time. As a matter of fact, 80,000 people die every year of the flu.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole thing is just crazy. But all right, so I was thinking about this, right? All right. There's this one building that I found in my stuff that I want to show people. Like when you look up one of these buildings that just appears out of nowhere, right? What you can actually find, dude. Like, all right. I should send you the link. Hold on. Let me try to.
No. You're going to screen share. Can you screen share? Do you know how to do it?
How do I do it?
Okay. All right. Never mind. Are you on a phone or
I'm
a laptop?
on a phone. I don't have a laptop.
All right. So you're going to email it to me and I'll open it up.
I tried to email it to you and they said it was too big.
Oh.
I put it up as a unlisted link and I could send you the link.
It's on your channel. Okay. All right. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? That's the best I thought maybe would work. Could you bring it up from YouTube?
Yeah, I can.
If I sent you the link?
Yep, I can do that.
All right, let me try to figure this out.
So it's on your channel and it's unlisted, right?
Yeah, it's not listed.
Okay.
I got two slideshows that I've been working on that I want to show you guys. And another one is the hidden hydrology of Boston. Like the whole story of Boston is crazy. Because if you guys ain't from Boston, you probably haven't. A lot of people probably don't even know the story of how Boston was made, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, hold on. Where's I'm on a friggin' I'm on a thing. Where should I put it in the regular chat? Or I don't. Where's the friggin' chat? Oh, here's the chat here. I can put it in here. Right?
Yeah, you have a stick it in the chat. That's fine. That'll be easy. I'll just click it and bring it up, and then I'll screen share.
Okay.
If anybody's joining late, this is Ray from Boston, Mr. RFB, Ray from Boston. We have our little Boston crew right here.
Where the fuck is it?
Ceiling Fan Man says to me, "Are you really having Richard from Boston on?" I was like, "No, I have an RFB on," and I'm like, "Yep." Because I am really having RFB on. It's Ray from Boston.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I love it. If it was April Fool's, that would make it perfect because then I could say April Fool's to everybody. But
Is that it?
It's probably some kind of weird ritual, so don't quote me on that stuff. All right. So
I'm looking. Here it is. Here it is. Got it.
Got it. Boom, baby.
Boom. Boom. Gotcha. Boom, baby. All right, let me see. Where is this?
You remind me of my cousin from Rhode Island, my cousin Christopher. He's passed away, but you look just like him. Your lips, everything, the way you move your mouth, you look just like him.
Isn't it a trip? I call it like different species of people. Like there's different people that people are like the same species. You know what I mean? They like sound the same, look the same people in your life that you meet. Let me see. Is this gonna go in? Like, boom! Is that it? You got it?
Hold on, I don't see it yet. Maybe it's okay. I got it now. I got it. It just takes a second. Hold on.
I always mess around on these things, and I bump myself out by accident. That's what I don't want to do. Here we go. All right.
All right, hold on. Just
hang on a second. I put pictures in a row, right? We're gonna look at some. We're gonna expose some Freemasons tonight. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at some symbology. Okay,
hold on. So let me bring it up now. I got a screen share and I got to get it going here on my side. Just give me a minute. Tell us a little bit about this building. Oh, and also, I want to ask you about the Boston Museum for JFK. And you said that you went there.
Yeah, we could bring that up too. It's on my page. We can just
because there's supposed to be a 4-seater replica in there, and you said there's no replica. There's nothing.
There's no. The guy said it might be. Maybe it's a picture. Because I said it's on your website. He was like, it's maybe a picture. And you know what else is weird? I remember Cam Fats calling there on YouTube. Now I looked at his page. He called the Lincoln Museum, the other one, where the actual car is. Like they had a replica like of the car. Like it wasn't like a real car. It might have been like, I don't know, like half a car. Like, and it had the dummies in it, and it was just, it looked like them. I went there when I was a kid, and it gave me the chills when he told me it's not there.
Can I keep this muted when I play it, and you could talk with it, or do you want me to play what you're saying in here?
No, I'll want to talk over. I didn't put no sound. There's no sound. Great. It's just pictures.
I'm going to screen share then.
I'm going to explain it. So, like, pause it at every. Can you pause it at every picture?
Yeah.
Or is that too?
You tell me where to pause, and we'll get into it. Let me pick the Chrome tab here.
That's what I was hoping. I tried my best. I've been working on this since last night. I had got like 3 hours of sleep.
All right, so I'm going to hit play. You ready? Can you see it?
Yeah, I got this one over here too.
Let me go back to my StreamYard real quick and see how things look. All right, so there's me and you. Let me put it on this screen here.
Okay, so right here, you're walking down the street, right? This just looks like, excuse me, I just burped. This just looks like a regular building to most people, right? Like just an old building, right? You wouldn't, if you first glance, you wouldn't look, but I noticed all this symbology all over it. Look at it. There's like, to me, it looks like aerial views of star forts, like designs of star forts, like maps, almost, some of them, right? There's an all-seeing eye.
It looks sigil-like too, some of them.
There's a Griffith one up there. There's an all-seeing eye with a pyramid that looks like a pyramid with the all-seeing eye coming out. So I was like, this is a cool building, and it's yellow bricks, all yellow bricks. And I was like, this is kind. I started taking all the pictures and stuff, right? And I just thought it was just an old building with cool designs. But around, you see how the doorway is huge? Look at the huge doorway. It's like a 10-foot doorway. You'll see. There's more pictures. And around the doorway, it looks like a design, but it's actually writing. Mr. B. Oh. I have a subscriber that Mr. B. He wrote in and said, that says the International Order of the Odd Fellows. Okay? Like right around the building.
Okay.
Yeah, it says this building is dedicated to the International Order of the Odd Fellows, 1907. Oh. And it says something in Roman. Right here.
You're talking about this right here, right?
Yep. That's what it says. International Order of Odd Fellows. It goes all the way down to 1907. And so I was like, this is cool. I was like, who were these people? Right? I looked them up. Their motto is educate the orphan. They were Freemason. It's an orphan indoctrination school.
Yep, they're the guys who were taking care of and teaching the orphans when they were re-educate or giving them his story.
And you know what else? I found a picture from their archive of them in a classroom showing the orphans the globe, and it's in here. So they taught the orphans the globe right from the beginning, right from the start, and they're the ones who did it. It shows them doing it. It's coming up at the end, at the very end, the last picture. But so just from looking up one building that I seen out of the corner of my eye, I found all this stuff out about these Freemasons that taught the orphans. They didn't just teach the orphans. You know what else they did? They aided the sick and buried them. That's why it looks like a funeral. They have graveyards too. They have buildings like this all over the country. And they go. I traced them all the way back to Great Britain to the 1700s. And there's pictures of them coming up all Freemasoned up. And and then they have a group of women called the Rebecca's, R-E-E-K, Rebecca's. And that's the women group of them. I haven't looked into them yet. I want to. I just haven't had the time, but they seem like pretty interesting too. I just want to know what's going on. The three rings is on the building. And it means brotherhood or something to them. It says it underneath. Yeah. I can't really see it from here, but
looks like chains of slavery for your consciousness.
So that was a trip. Like and it says like, all right, like they didn't just aid the sick. It shows them like giving the sick like a roofie. Like they're like euthanasia in the sick, like population control. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they were bringing in the new orphans from God knows where. And they were killing off anyone who was sick and old, and they were burying them. That was their job, to bring people in, kill off the sick, and bury you. But they make it sound good. If you read what it says that they do, they make it sound like they're doing a duty by killing the sick people, killing the old people, and brainwashing the orphans. That's what they think they're doing something good. You know what I mean? It's like they always make everything seem bad that's good. But go ahead.
And let's be clear here. These guys did not build these buildings. They took over these buildings and utilized them for their future purpose here, which is, re-educating kids and all this stuff like that.
Yeah, this is all artwork I found from their page, from their stuff. This is them. This is them right here, the Freemasons, the International Order of Odd Fellows. Look, this is their pyramid. And the Rebecca's is a woman on the other side right there. And see, they're Freemasons. They taught the orphans.
Let's go back a tiny bit there to those women.
Yeah, let's look at them. It's cool. Like it's trippy. Like I look at all this shit.
Did I miss it? Should I go back a little more? I think so. I don't know. It's around. This one says educate the orphan right there at the top around the corner. Yeah, I saw that there. Yep.
Yep. And it's their motto.
1834 on that picture.
It was probably 834. I'm going to get into that on my next presentation. See, I got some good stuff tonight, Jen. I'm bringing my A game.
I bet you're going to find a lot of I's and J's around Boston on buildings.
There is. I can see it thanks to you. I didn't see any of this stuff before. Then I started watching you, and I figured all this stuff out. And now I see it everywhere.
That's great. That's
and now my mom's starting to see it too. My mom said she saw a dome on the courthouse in her town, and a gold dome, a copper one. And I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, yeah, all the buildings are old. And I'm like, oh, she's seeing it. It's all over for her. She's never gonna be the same again.
Oh yeah, no, you can't even walk down the street without seeing it.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
But look at this. They're having like a clown. What is that? That's them. They're having like a circus for the kids.
Let me go back.
Yeah, that's a crazy picture. If they just threw it in there. It's like a gesture, like a clown and a gesture, like playing with the kids at a circus with the orphans, probably.
Did I go back too far? I think I did. Hold on. I don't even know.
I know. I tried. I could have sent them all to you separately, but it would have got confusing, I think. It's a lot.
All right. Here we go. So these are the jesters. These are the entertainers, the ones that, give the narrative in their plays and all their productions. And
it's probably the kids. You see the kid sitting on the dude's shoulder right there?
Yeah.
You see? That's a kid. And they're entertaining the kids, almost like that hospital that for sick kids with the clowns, the Freemasons, the Shriners. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The Shriner?
Yeah.
Yeah, them. That's like what it is. Basically, an old school like Shriners celebration for the kids.
Isn't it interesting though how they have the kids? They're controlling. They control where the kids are going. Where they wind up. And we know they like kids, so they have like unimpeded access to kids all through this.
I remember Jenna. You always said it's the kids are like the key. Like. Yep. Like we got to start with the kids. We got to teach the kids the right way, and then it'll change everything.
Okay, so some people are asking about, I think it says, what's RFB's pros link? So I guess you're talking about Ray from Boston here. Ray from Boston is Michelle L. in the chat, and maybe you can drop your link in there if you want.
Can one of my mods put my link in the chat, please?
Yeah, that would be great. If you can drop Michelle L's link in here, because this is who's on with us. His real name is Ray. He uses his girlfriend's channel, but I told him he should change it to Ray from Boston. He could be the new RFB.
I know. I was thinking about doing that, but with everything going on lately, I don't want to lose any. I can't afford to lose any subs right now. But you can unsubscribe if you want. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah. Subscribe or don't.
Yeah.
But I digress.
But I digress.
All right, here we go. We're going to continue on with this video here. This is amazing stuff you got going on. I love this kind of old world, this propaganda stuff and everything. Look at this.
Wait, pause this one. This is important. Look, it says.
Masks. They're masks.
Go back to the faces one. I want to show you guys something. If you can get it back up, the one with the faces. It says, look, faces of the ages or something, right? And it shows all the different nationalities, right? But look at number 4. Look at number 4. Oh, the one up top in the right corner.
All right, hang on. Let me move it back down. I'm sorry. I got a little scroll happy here.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I get a little jumpy. But yeah, look, all right, that's the English guy with the glasses. Who does he remind you of? Martin. He looks like Martin. Doesn't he kind of look like Martin?
You mean like the letter British?
Yeah. The English guy. It's like a stereotype.
I gotcha.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's
look,
like
this guy down here on the what's this number 14 right here? Is this?
He looks like an 8.
What's going on there? Yeah, I don't know. No bueno.
Yeah.
Masks of the nations. Isn't that interesting? Masks right here, guys.
I think that would be so they could identify the orphans, like where they originally came from. When they see them by their face, it's like a shot for them to go by. Like, I don't know where the orphans came from, but like, I was thinking about it. What if the orphans were survivors of the thing. Like the orphan's parents died, but like let their kids survive, and that's why they don't have any parents. Like,
that could be.
I thought about that today. I was like, if you were gonna die and you had a chance to, like, if you were on the Titanic that was sinking and you had a chance to put your kid on the lifeboat,
right.
you put your kid on the lifeboat. You would sink with the ship and let your kid live. You know what I mean? And that's probably what happened, and that's where all these kids came from. It's just an idea I had.
Right. And then guess what? Where did all these bones come from? All the catacombs in France, and then there's catacombs everywhere, guys. There's even catacombs under Washington, D.C. Where did all these bones come from? Could these be the parents of these orphans? I mean, could be. We don't know.
We don't know where they came from, but there's a lot of them. And where did they get, like, technology to keep babies alive in incubators at World's Fairs and carnivals when they didn't even have, like, electricity and everything was all mud?
They didn't even have extension cords till 1904. And even then, they weren't widely distributed. They were only invented and patented then. It's not like there was factories pumping them out left and right.
And I learned all this from looking up one building. You know, the architecture gives them away. They haven't covered it all up yet. They haven't, you know, they made a lot of fake stories. A lot of times you can't find things out up to a certain point. But, you know, like, you can, like, this is obvious that it was used for an orphan school and probably funeral home too, because it kind of, watch, you'll see the winged cherubs. There's gonna be, I found some winged cherubs in the stone. And I seen the winged cherub in the.
Look, there's a griffin right there. There's a griffin. That's
there's two.
One over here too. It looks like.
There's two griffins on it. Yep. There's two different ones doing two different poses. And look, you see that one over there in this corner right there? That looks like a star fort from the top. Like
hold on, let me go back a tiny bit. Right here?
No, the other side, the opposite side. That looks like the layout of a star fort to me. Like a certain, maybe it's a map for them. Like that's one of their star forts that they're using or something. Who knows? Yeah. But
this thing over here looks like a rim off of a Cadillac or something. I'm not sure what this is. But
like a gear. It's a trip. Oh no, you know what that is? I think that's I think that is the eye in the middle. Like I got a close up on it. It's coming up. That's the one. Yeah, you'll see. It's like the sun with the eye in the middle, and it looks like a pyramid. Those remind me of sigils. The one in the middle.
Yeah, that's sigil-like, very sigil-like right here, and then this one as well, and this one here's like that cymatic pattern for resonant frequency. Here, you see these in churches a lot.
Like almost like the flower of life. It's flowers around it, petals, flower petals. But the winged cherub that's coming up, it's like a fleshy face with wings, like an angel-looking thing. They put that on all the gravestones in the old graveyards, and they said that was popular in the 1800s, but they didn't really make it clear why it was popular, but they use it a lot. So that makes me believe, since they were burying people, it must have been a funeral home too. Like some of the stuff on the bottom. Look, there it is. You see, there's the eye right in the middle.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, I can see that eye there.
And it's kind of like a pyramid because it's like raised up in the middle. And it's like a sun almost, like a sun with an eye in the middle.
Yep.
That's crazy, right? On the side of just a regular random building that I looked up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're showing you. They're telling you who their God is right there.
There's the star fort.
Whether you believe it or not.
That one looks like a star fort.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
This is really good. It's amazing that this is all yellow brick too. That's very, very interesting.
And I took all these pictures myself. I did all this myself. Boots on the ground. This is all original.
Yeah, this is great. I love Steve does this too. It's amazing. This is a fleur-de-lis for France. Monarchy stuff.
The Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts use that symbol. The France thing that you were just mentioned.
Oh, okay. And this here is like the Shell, gas station right here. This is that Shell, which has to do with.
Some people say the Shell represents Atlantis.
It's Venus. Well, from my research, it represents Venus. And so, yeah, these are now Symbolism is very important, guys. These people don't use words. They don't speak any particular language. They speak to each other with symbols. And if you're in the know and you understand what the symbols mean, when you walk past this building, you can read this. Just like the Egyptians had hieroglyphs. They didn't actually have words that they wrote down in letters and alphabet and stuff. They had symbols, and they knew what those symbols meant. And so this is what's going on here. This is what the meaning is. And it's important to learn what these things mean, because we need to understand our enemy, how they work, what their symbols mean, because guarantee you guys, they understand us, how we work, and the symbols that we use amongst each other as well.
So, right. Yeah, signs and symbols rule the world. That's what I always...
Freemason handshake right here off to the side. We got that going on.
Yeah, you see that? There's one with the hand put. I don't want to do any hand symbols. I don't want to get in trouble, but you know what I mean? I don't want to get called out, but there's a thing with them doing the one with the hand up somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta be careful making gang signs these days.
Yeah, you can scratch your ass the wrong way. Somebody will say you're something.
You know, that's what I love about the mud flood community. Like I never see any fighting like that going on. You know, there's no trolls bothering us really. Like everybody's pretty chill. Like everybody in the mud flood community is awesome. Everybody's joking around, happy. Everybody in the flat earth community is usually joking around too. But right now, there's a lot of drama going on, and it's like I don't even want to pay attention. I don't even want to pay attention.
I'm staying in my lane, and I'm doing what I'm doing because this is what interests me. This is what I've been doing for a while now, and I'm just not into the drama. If you use your discernment and go within, you will decide for yourself who you want to follow and who you don't, and who you feel about what you feel about. I think that was just all meant to create more division and schism in the community. That's
And it's a test to see where people are going to go. I'm not falling for it. Exactly. Somebody's probably paying attention, and they're like, well, who's going to follow this one? Who's going to follow that one? Who's loyal to who? No, I'm not. I'm loyal to everybody. I love everybody, and I'm just going to be cool with everybody. I don't want to fight with no one. I'm done. I'm done fighting with people. I fought with too many people my whole life. It's over. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't do drama. I'm not into it.
But I notice in the mud flood community, we never fight, man. There's never fighting. I don't want to jinx it, but like everybody's just cool, man. Like,
look at this. What's this? A date right here? Is this 100F? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I took a picture of it. It's there. It was on the building.
That's strange.
Yeah, and it looks like it's missing a chunk. And that was probably, who knows? That might be facaded over. It might have been all red brick before. I don't know. It looked nice. The brick looked kind of nice, but it was old.
These are really good pictures.
I know. I zoomed in on as many as I could. There's the Griffith.
Yeah. These Griffins are all over. If you look at Venice, Italy, and now on my old channel, the one that got taken down, my first channel, I had a video up there called Venice Tartar. And when you look at Venice, there are griffins all over Venice, and it is their main sigil or whatever you want to call it for Venice is the griffin. So they're all over the place. And it's quite amazing. There's Shatarian architecture and all that stuff everywhere.
The maps that show like parts of Russia as Tartaria are awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm always like looking at those. Are awesome. Look, that looks like a cross with like, I don't know, some sort of flies on the end.
Okay, this right here is symbolizing the energy frequency from, say the tourist field's right here in the center. This is the center part of it. And then it comes out and loops around, and it does it with the bottom too. You'll see these on a lot of the tops of columns. When you see the columns and at the very top, it'll be flat and have these curled up things underneath of it. Yeah. That's symbolizing that flow of energy. Or I could be completely wrong.
No, it does. I know what you mean. I know it's exactly what you're talking about. You see that in everything. In everything, you can see it. Mm-hmm. There's the eye. Everything has the field. Everything you look at, if you look hard enough.
That's such a creepy eye. It almost reminds me of like a crocodile eye. The way their eyes are when they're open, they kind of push up top here. Like it doesn't look like a regular human eye. It looks very reptilian. dare I say? I'm just being honest, guys. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm not saying it is.
I heard that they used the eye because the Antichrist was blinded in one eye. So they want to represent the Antichrist, so they do that with one eye. That's what I heard.
Look, the one eye, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed God rules. So there you are. I mean, you know.
Who really knows for sure? Unless you were like involved with them, you wouldn't really know. Like, it's a secret. They keep that shit a secret, you know? Mm-hmm. But I seen them driving around Massachusetts. They have Freemasonry license plates. It says it says Massachusetts Freemason, like right on the license, and it has 2 M's. MM sideways is 33, and they put it, and it's right on the license plate. MM.
And if you also want to look at
Massachusetts, there it is. The hand.
Wow. Yep, I see it. Let's go back to that. Let me go back. That's interesting. What's in the center? Is that a heart? What is that?
Yeah, they're trying to be nice to the kids. They're like, "Hey, we have a handout and a heart." It's really like, come in here, little kids. Satan's gonna rule you.
Might as well just put some candy in the middle of his hand there. Say, "Come on, kids."
They're like, "Come in. We have a Baphomet inside." They're like, "You want to meet the Baphomet?" They're like, "Come walking in." You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got a farm in here. Look, we got goats. We'll farm your ass out, training farm you. Excuse me. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, let's go.
You get the heat for saying stuff like that. They don't allow Jen to get away with it. I've seen other channels get away with it, but not Jen. They ain't gonna. Just like me with the medical stuff. Like I went on QTV the other night. We were talking so much shit. The video is still up on his channel, but if I put that on my channel, it would get like 10 views and they would take it right down.
If I put it on my channel, they would just take my channel away.
I don't know how it works. I wish I had a channel where I could get away with stuff.
I definitely have some people watching my channel that keep an eye on me. And as long as it seems to be, if I'm sticking with the melted building stuff and everything, nobody bothers me.
Yeah,
but
me
as soon
too.
as I start hitting Mr. T really, really hard and pumping that stuff out, what do? They turn around and attack my song, Mama Raised a True Seeker, for hate speech.
I know, that's an awesome song.
Are you
shout out to South Boston. Sweezes from Southie. That's right up the street from me.
The original song that it's based off of, Tupac Hellraiser, uncensored, uncut version is still up on YouTube. And that is nothing but hate speech. Yet my song, which has no hate speech in it whatsoever, it's actually a pretty awesome song. And they take it down for that. So, and that that song had already been up for over 7 months when they took it down. So for me, that was a personal attack. Somebody saying, "Hey, you might want to change your tune, Missy." You know what I'm saying? That's the way I took it, because why would they have done that? Why that song? That's my baby. I created it. It was something that came from me. And that was a personal attack on me taking that song down for hate speech.
It's a beautiful, that's a beautiful song. All you got to just keep putting it in all the streams like you did, and it'll end up, they can't take down every stream.
Yeah,
you know?
Because if I try to upload it, like right now, guys, if any of you even try to upload my song, if you have it downloaded to your computer, if I upload it, it will immediately stop halfway through the upload and say this content is banned from YouTube or whatever. It will never be on YouTube again. It's blacklisted. You can't get it up there, even if you re-record it on a screen recorder and then re-record it again on another screen recorder and try to put it up there. The algorithm is tuned into every word in that song, and it will take it down immediately and give you a strike for it.
Yeah, I'm on Odyssey and BitChute now too, but BitChute's a pain in the ass, dude. Uploading, dude. Listen to this. All right. I tried to upload, like the Melodome episodes that I was on. I wanted, because I can't put them on. They're already on Odyssey because of Austin, so I didn't really, and they're already. I can't really put them on YouTube because it'll take me down. So I wanted to put them on BitChute because there's no Melodome up there, and I wanted to direct people from BitChute over to Austin and everybody, and us. Mm-hmm. So it's they're like really long. So it takes like an hour just for it to upload every time. Like it's just real slow, and then when it finally goes through, it leaves it in processing the whole time. If you go to my BitChute, you'll see it's still processing for like 4 days. And then I wrote into them like 4 different episodes did it, and I wrote into BitChute. And you know what they said to me? They said, we need donations. They wrote me back and said, we need donations to get a better platform. We need a better processor. I told them, I told them you should upload a few more of my videos, maybe upload my whole YouTube channel, so maybe I can make some money on here, and then maybe I'll give you guys some money. I was like,
yeah.
They're screwing me over and then asking for money when you complain about it.
Did you back your stuff up on Odyssey? Do you have your stuff going over there? Because you don't want to lose anything that you've been working hard on and stuff. If it ever I wish I had my original channel backed up on Odyssey. There's so much stuff that I lost, so much, and I put a lot of hours and hours and hours and hours into making those videos back in the day. I noticed. Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I noticed that Odyssey didn't upload my whole channel. Like I signed up to upload my whole channel, and it only uploaded. I got like over 200 videos. It only uploaded like 67 of them at first.
Really?
Yeah,
and then it takes a while though. It takes maybe like a good week for it all to get there.
It's been months, and it's
still not there.
Yeah, and it's still not there. And I wrote into them about it, and they didn't say nothing. And I don't know. And then sometimes when I do live streams, they don't pop up there. And then some of the premieres I've been doing.
My live streams, like this one right here, will take probably 2-3 days to get over there, especially if they're over 2 hours long, which mine usually are. Like right now, the last one that's on Odyssey, as far as yesterday when I checked it, was my thank you video to John Levy, I think was the most recent one over there. And I've done a few things since then. So just give it some time, see if it works itself out. I know Steve had no problem putting all his stuff over there. Now I have thousands more videos than you do. You're still starting out and you have a relatively small number of videos. So it took a good week and a half for all my stuff to make it over there. But still, even till this day, the streams that I do that are 2 hours or more, and if they're within a week's amount of time, take long to get over there. But they get there. I just keep checking and making sure. Hopefully it works out for you that way, though.
Well, did that video end? Is that what happened?
Oh no, I just stopped screen sharing it. It's still here. We were talking, and I just like to.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I'm getting ready to send the next one when that one ends. That's all. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to be proactive.
We're actually right at the end of it. It's 10:44 and it's 10:50 is how long it is. So if you want to shoot the other one.
All right, let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can get this done. I'm on this like old school like iPad thing to see. All right, let me see.
Anybody join in late? This is Ray from Boston. This is my RFB, Ray from Boston guest tonight. So if you're joining late and wondering where Richie is, it's Ray tonight, guys, not Richie. Also, if you guys would like to support my channel by donation, this is my full-time job. I know I have a lot of new subscribers. Also, while I have Ray here with me, Ray has been instrumental in trying to make John Levy aware of my work and trying to get an interview with me on my show here. And I'd like to say to all of my new subscribers who are possibly watching tonight, who are coming over from John Levy's channel, please, if we could bomb his comment sections and maybe by popular demand, we can get his butt on my show for an interview. That would be the highlight of my day. Trust me.
When you made the Mount Vesuvius video and you said you wanted them to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. I went over to his Odyssey. Because there's only like 40 people sub to him or what. You have a small amount of subs on Odyssey, so you notice your comments there. He has a big YouTube channel. But I went over to John Levy Off Topic, and I went over to his other channel, all his channels, and I was like, hey John, I don't want to bother you, but I'm one of Jen's mods, and can you, I was like, I'm here for Jen. You know what I mean? Like right off the bat, like, Jen wants you to come on the live stream. And I gave him a link to a premiere. And then I was like, Jen wants you to watch this video. And then if you notice in that video, he was like, I tried Mount Vesuvius. He's like, I tried to put it behind me, but it just seems to keep coming back around. Because we just keep leaving him. I left him like comments for like three different days. I didn't want to harass him. But
yeah,
like,
but we're gonna
I
harass
wanted him to
guys.
notice.
We're gonna harass them in a good way. Let's just always drop it in there. Say, hey, we want to see you on the Ripple Effect with Jen. I don't have any way to get a hold of him. I don't have an email. I've left comments in the past, early on, you know, before this whole Vesuvius thing, that I've wanted to pick his brain and have him on the show because I find him very fascinating. I enjoy his work for quite some time. I've been watching his stuff, and he really has woken me up to a lot of the things that don't add up, the anomalies. For me, it's easy to watch John Levy. I find him easier to understand than Martin because he's got the accent, the Welsh accent, and I have problems understanding him sometimes. So it's distracting that I can't understand him the way I want to. And it's just how I am with certain people and certain accents. It's just the way it works out. So John Levy for me is a really good way for me to better understand all these anomalies with all the pictures from the past, all the mud flood stuff, and then see how he's progressed into the melted buildings as well. I was kind of, I don't want to say I'm instrumental in that at all, but I was kind of like putting videos out as well about melted building stuff. And I know he saw Jerry's stuff because he's mentioned him in the past on some of his videos about the melted building stuff.
Yeah.
But once you see
I say if he's talking about you in videos, he's thinking about you. So hopefully he comes on the show. You know, he must have Jen on his mind if he's making videos about you. You know what I mean?
I was shocked when he had that second video up and the pictures. I was really, really hoping. I even said in my live stream, I'm like, he should do a video about this because he'd probably do it way better than me. You know, I'm kind of.
It was a good video.
I'm rough around the edges, and I'm me, and I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. And a lot of people would rather prefer his presentation over mine, and I get that, and that's totally okay. I just like to go at my own pace and show you guys what I got, but that's not for everybody. So I've had other people tell me that I'm quite annoying most of the time, and they don't like the way my voice sounds, or he's annoying, and they don't like his elevator music type-ish, you know, melancholy tone or whatever.
Somebody told me they don't like my rap music that I put in the Mudflood episodes, but I mean, whatever. It's music that my brother and like his friends made, and people. I know I'm not going to get copyrighted for it. You know, like
right.
Whatever.
No,
it's original.
You get copyrighted for your own music. There's a real fucking issue with YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have another person here, tall bass guy, coming over from John Levy, and there's a few other people here. I'm sure. I know I skimmed through the chat really quick, but
I put that link in the chat. I don't know if it's still there. You want to put it in again for the next video?
Drop it in again real quick so I don't have to scroll up, and I'll click it and we'll get it done.
All right, I'll try.
Yeah, but I would love to have him on. I mean, no pressure, John, if you're listening, but I mean, I think it would be a really good show. And I could tell you one thing, all of my subscribers would love to see you on here. And every time I mention it and we talk about it, everybody's like, yeah. So if you're listening.
I seen him on Stuff Beagle live, and I seen him live on Bella Productions. Did something.
He was on with Wooden Nichols, I think his name is, a few times. So he does do interviews, but they're sporadic and far between and stuff. I'm a newbie to your channel, Jen. Love you. Cool. Thank you. REL Truth Seeker. Welcome.
Damn. No, I can't find it.
That's all right. Take your time. So, yeah, definitely. If now, I don't mind if people leave my email for him as well. It's jsantelli@gmail. I will stick it in the chat if anybody wants to send it to John Levy. If you're able to get a hold of him, or if you have any, you know, maybe he could just email me and we can start talking through email and set something up. All right, so I'm dropping my email in the chat, guys. If anybody's able to get that over to John Levy. Please, when you bomb his comments about coming on my show, say, look, here's her email. Contact her. She's waiting.
Did I leave? Am I still here? All right.
You're still here.
All right. No, my phone has like a timer, and it shuts off every like 20 minutes. Like, it's so annoying. I'm trying to get Michelle. I can't figure out how to take it off. I'm trying to get Michelle to take the timer off. Every 20 minutes, it's like turns black. And when I'm trying to upload, it fucks up the upload. Oh, man.
That'll stop your upload right away.
Yeah, I need to get my own phone, but what can I do? You know, it's
I see you're using Power Director. Who turned you on to that?
You did, Jen.
That's right.
You did. Yeah, I heard you say it in a video a long time before I even knew you. And
Good. I'm glad it's so easy to use, right? For phones.
Yeah. And like when you said it, you were like, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it works pretty good. And then like I used to watch your videos, like the one when you went to the vaccine place, the you know, like every day. I don't want to mention it too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got strikes for that.
Yeah, that was awesome though. I was like, I used to watch it and I was like,
chased me away from there.
I was like, Jen's a fucking superhero. I was like, whoever this girl is, she's way more awake than I'll ever be. And then I was like, I hope to one day be like that. And now look, I'm here.
You're here, yes.
Yeah, now I just got to figure out how to get this link in.
You're all grown up.
Yeah, I'm starting to wake up. I mean, there's still probably more stuff we got to wake up about, but
there's tons of stuff. I guarantee it. We're still being deceived on so many levels we can't even figure out yet. There's so much stuff going on underground. I really would love to figure out a way to tackle that. I also want to start getting into, I don't know how I can do this, but LiDAR, isn't that where they take away all the foliage and you can see what the landscape looks like? It's LiDAR or something. I don't know. I'm really going to start trying to get into topography and because there's so much vegetation, you just can't see under it, you know. Man. Airport vids were badass. Are you talking about my airport vids? I have some airport vids, or at least I had them on my old channel anyway.
Here we go.
All right.
There it goes. All right. Boom. Did that work?
Yep.
I think the link's in. Okay, so before you play it, let me give you a little backstory of what it's about. Okay, so the story of how Boston was, right? Like, all right, where Swizz is from, South Boston.
Swizz,
it's called Swizz. It's called Castle Island, right? That's where I'm gonna go there and film a mud flood adventures. There's a big fort there, and it's on the beach. It's on the beach. It's right on the shore, and there's a bunch of cannons, a bunch of stuff there. I'm gonna go there. It's a big castle, and but the thing is, it's like it almost looks like a dungeon inside. I'm gonna go there, but it used to be an island. Boston was all islands, and they said it right in the Boston Common, in the park where I film everything, and all that. I'm gonna show you some clips from there, and I made a lot of videos there. Right near where Paul Revere was buried. They said that was like a pond, and they filled it in, right? And they show pictures of them. Like the whole story is messed up. They brought in dirt and filled in, and then I show you on this video how big the Charles River is, the Mystic River, all the rivers around it. There's no way you could fill that in with horse and buggies. It looks like they're digging it out. So yeah, I don't think Boston was a landfill, and I think they actually dug it out instead of. And also the Bunker Hill Monument, I think it goes way, way lower because it's on the biggest steep. In one of the biggest steeps in Boston, Bunker Hill, and it's at the tippity top of the mountain. I mean, it's like a hill, not a mountain. It's at the top, and it goes all the way up. But I bet you, if you dig more under the hill, that thing might be bigger. And if you notice,
I agree.
There's gonna be a picture that they show this big, huge. All right, they said they started this in 1630. The shoreline looked like this. It was like regular, and then they started filling it in 1630, and it took them until like 1845 to fill it in. And so during the time when they were schooling orphans, when they were teaching orphans, they were filling in the whole world too. Like I don't know, it all seems to be happening at the same time frame. You know what I mean? Like too much with horse and buggies to be going on in that time frame. But anyway, there's some pictures in here.
I have it up here now, and I zoomed in on it. It says much of Boston's coastline is man-made land. The original shoreline from 1630 is visible in dark green on this map. All right, guys, let's take a peek at this. So they're saying
No, go ahead.
Filled all this in. So the dark areas is the original shorelines and islands, and they are going to have us believe that they're horse and buggies and their little floating barges and God only knows what else. They filled all this in.
The whole city, and they build these huge skyscrapers on top of what they filled in with horse and buggies. And where did they get all the dirt from? And no, wait until you see the size of the water. I went there myself, and I put it in. There's a few parts of this that the quality kind of sucks, but there's better quality on my page. But I just couldn't find a copy of it, so I had to camcord it.
I got you. Yeah.
But most of it is pretty good. And
all right, I'm gonna hit play.
All right.
All right, here we go.
I found a lot of old maps, of Boston, different ones. Look, this is called Boston's Hidden Hydrology. That's what they call it, hydrology, right? Hydrology. You ever heard that word, hydrology? I looked it up.
I've heard of hydraulics, not hydrology.
Yeah, Boston's Hidden Hydrology. Now, the next frame is the definition of hydrology. I looked it up.
All right, let's look it up. Here we go.
Hydrology.
A branch of science concerned with the properties of the Earth's water and especially its movement in relation to land. Okay.
And now there's pictures of what they showed me hydrology is. I did my research. This is hydrology. It looks a lot like solar geoengineering to me. So this has been going on since the 1630s, solar geoengineering, basically. They've been practicing since the 1630s, according to them. Huh. It's the same thing. Well, they're moving the water up to the top of the mountain. That's what they're doing, right? That's what it looks like they're doing.
Yeah. And they've had weather modification stuff since 18 something. Steve used to have the patent number for it and the date, and it was the 1800s for weather modification, guys. Why
didn't they teach us hydrology in school if it's been around since the 1630s?
Exactly. I've never heard of it.
I don't know. I just found out about it today when I looked it up. There's a whole bunch of diagrams.
We must have been out that day. I missed it.
Yeah.
This just looks like the normal cycle of things.
Yeah. Hydrology.
But here was interesting. So,
and that looks like a mud. That looks like a mud pile. I don't know. That's Boston, I guess.
So here, I don't know. They were showing a little pocket of water within that mountain, and this is a what? A mud flood? This looks like
that's Boston that looks like Boston supposedly when they first started filling it in. Yeah, it's a mud flood, basically.
Why would they? I mean, come on. Why don't you just use what's there and work with it and move inland with your city and stuff? Why do you got to take all this time? And God only knows how long that took over however many years to fill crap in and then build on it, fill more crap in and build on it. I mean, there's apparently no shortage of skilled labor everywhere, it seems.
Wait until you see how ridiculous it looks like in the pictures. It looks like they're digging out. It doesn't look like they're filling it in. It looks like they're digging it out. And in the statue that's there in the picture in the 1800s, the big monolith is still there in the park now. And I went and filmed it, and it's in there. My the same one. It's crazy.
Huh.
Watch, you'll see. This is just old maps of Boston. You can see how every year, when the year was there, I left it underneath. Look, 1893. So you can see the changes over the years. 1882. It's like every map looks a little different. Some has less, some has more. None of them really line up. I don't know. It's weird. The map's weird for Boston, and it looks like a computer board.
It sure does.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good research you did here.
I did this since last night. Since you told me I was going to be on the show, I was like, I can't let Jen down. I got to pull out my A game for Jen's show. I can't. I was like, I can go on Austin's show. I can go on UTV, dicking around, just cracking jokes, just sloppy in the morning. But Jen's show, nah, I gotta take that serious. Yeah,
you gotta bring your A game when you come on here. I think you did good. I'm giving you an A+ so far.
Thank you. And also, I'm kind of filling in for Steve. I don't know where he is, but I was like, that's some big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? I was like, I better do something good.
Yeah, he's been working a lot. He had some car problems, this and that. Life happens, and but he'll be on soon.
So this is the river that they just showed on the map, the Charles River. They showed it on the last map. It's the one that, look how, this is what they're saying they filled in with a horse and buggy. Look, this is what's left of it, right? I got both sides of the river. This is the train going over the Charles River. Watch this. There's sound on this part too, but I put a few clips in. But look, that's Boston. That's the Prudential Center, the big building on the right. I'm going to go to the top of that one day and film the tops of the buildings in the whole city. Because there's like, you can go to the top. It's like, there's like a tourist thing up top and stuff. And there's like telescopes in there and stuff. You can look at the city.
That's cool. I'm sure you'll see really far. But anyway, there's some tech on some of these newer buildings here. And like I said before, guys, they're still using the old technology in a lot of these buildings. For example, do you really think Disney World has an electric bill? Just think about it, okay? Just saying.
No. Yeah, those are old tech. A lot of them you can still tell. And
yeah, some of the newer buildings, they're utilizing new tech, which is modeled off of the old tech. Like if you look at Dubai and look at their buildings in Dubai, all their buildings have new tech on them that's just like the old tech. Exactly. Steve was blown away when I showed it to him. Yeah,
I'm blown away that it's the same type of buildings everywhere, and we never noticed. It's you can now I don't know. Now it's obvious. You're just like, wow, it's the same civilization.
You drive down the road and you see strip malls, mini malls and stuff, and, regular buildings like U-Haul companies or whatnot, insurance companies. They're all regular size buildings for average size people. Then you look at anything from the old world, 30-foot ceilings, 20-foot doorways,
Yeah. So this is the other side of the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, this is how big the river is. They're saying they filled in with horse and buggies. Like you think could anybody possibly human? It's deep too. It's not like you can walk in there. That thing, it's, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 feet deep. Who knows? Like,
Yeah, that's just crazy. First off, you would have to have barges that can move sand and dirt, and then, to get it onto the barge and then get the barge out there and then get it off the barge. They don't have excavators and all this stuff like that.
My whole life in school, that's what they taught us, that Boston was a landfill. That's history for Boston. It was a landfill.
That's his story. It's not the real story.
No one ever really explained why Boston was a landfill, how it happened. So I was like, you know what? I did all this research in Boston. I might as well just look it up for Jen's show. That's a pretty good, interesting thing that a lot of people don't realize that. And maybe it's like that for a lot of cities. Like, I don't know. Like, is anyone else's city? Have they told you it was a landfill? Like, look it up. I don't know. Maybe they're telling everybody their city.
There's stuff going on with Manhattan and New York and where the World Trade Center was. Battery Park is supposed to be a landfill. They filled all that in and stuff. There's a lot of landfill stories out there with these coastal cities and places that have rivers that come up through them where they have a lot of traffic for shipping and stuff.
This part's funny, right?
They have to make Go ahead.
Go ahead real quick. You see the helicopter? In the video, I was joking around and I was like, hey, that's Airborne Saint. I was like, that's him. He followed me. In the video, I gave him a shout out and he does like a helicopter maneuver. But anyway, go ahead. I just didn't want to miss it.
No, you're good. I don't even know what I was saying. But the artificial coastlines, they have to come up with a reason for these things and how they were made. They were filled in and they made there's so many artificial coastlines. There's so many artificial canals and rivers. A lot of the rivers that we think are natural, when you take a second look, they have some cement walls and brick walls going right down into the borders, the sides of them.
Yeah.
So, like that one right there. Do you see that?
Yeah, the coastlines are crazy. You know what they're doing right there at that coastline? That's near the casino that they put in, right? And they're changing the water. So this next part coming up is good. You might want to play the next part because it shows the one that's popping, the next part of the video after this. It's there's if you could put the sound on because I'm talking on the next one. And I'm right here.
It used to be older. They just did it over with this marble facade. A few months ago, it was faded. It was.
That's an eye all day long. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It used to be
See
faded.
anything funny about that? 1928. All right. Look at the 1. Is that a number 1 or an I? It stands for the year of our Lord, 928. That's what I stands for.
So yeah,
Yep, there it is.
It's echoey. It sounds echoey, but
I'm sorry. I
it's all right. I'm
apologize
just letting
about
you know.
that. All right. So anyway, I'm going to cut the sound back off, but
I'll
I would
explain
have to
it.
go out. Yeah, you explain it. But that's
I'll
definitely an
explain
eye. And you can
Yeah.
tell that it's like the 9, the way it's larger is showing us that the 9 is the beginning of this numerology right here. It's 9 to 8. That's why the 9's a little larger than these 2 numbers. And this is an I. Usually
That
there's
building-
a dot. Go ahead.
That building was a really old warehouse that was abandoned for a long time in Charlestown. And I was walking by one day over the summer, and it was really hot out. And I noticed that cornerstone. It was all faded. The whole thing was old brick. It was falling apart. You see this like new red paint there? All right. Well, I went home, and I was like, I should have took a picture of that because I noticed it walking by. And then I went back and looked for it, and they were doing the building over. And I couldn't find it. I was like, where is that cornerstone out? Like every time I walked by, I didn't see it for a while. And then one day I walked by and it was all done over with marble and it was there. And I was like, oh, I better film it this time while I see it. Because that is the one of the ones I've seen that is definitely an eye. And then look, this right here says, this is in the Boston Common. It's some old little statue in the corner. In the year of our Lord.
Uh-huh.
Boom. And right in writing. So yeah, it did mean in the year of our Lord.
Where does it say it?
It's on the sign that's
You have
right here. It's coming up on the sign.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I took a
Right
picture of
here?
it too.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. It says Boston Common,
Okay.
and it says a prayer. Yeah, right there. But I took a picture too, but it comes up.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right, good.
I think I might even scan back. There it is. Pause it.
In or about the year of our Lord, 1,634 years. The then present inhabitants of the town of Boston, of whom the I like how it says in or about the year of our Lord.
But that's weird. I know about the year of our Lord, so it could have been a little bit before, right around the time. Like they're not even sure. They don't know. They have no idea when. You know what else is weird about? All right, so Jesus is the Lord and God is the Father, right? And well, there's some speculation going on. They found some verses in the Bible that are referring to God as the Lord and Jesus is the Father. Like they got it backwards in the Bible. Like
Really?
something weird's going on with that. Yeah, I seen it on Feed Your Mind. He has a good channel. Feed Your Mind 1, 2, and 3. He's pretty good.
All right, I have to check that out. I've never been there.
Oh yeah, so all these waterways lead to the Middlesex Canal, right? You see this long ass canal, the Middlesex Canal. Look, I got pictures of it going all the way out, right? Now,
Look at this.
Look at this. Yeah. And there's one coming up with this thing driving over the bridge, and it almost looks like a piece of technology that we don't have, like some type of motorbike that we don't have. Watch, you'll see, it's coming up.
Okay, hold on. All right, let's go.
Right there, you see him right there? I got a close up of it coming. You see him on the bridge over there? Look at that. What is that? Like a jet umbrella bike? Like
that's weird.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I spotted that. I was like, I better zoom in. I can't any zoom in anymore, it would have got blurry. That's as close as I could get. Would make it still look good.
Yeah, that's weird. You don't even really see any wheels, like, because
I never
it
seen
looked like
nothing
a
like. I back then. I don't know, man. Yep.
Again, it's all man-made. See the wall here, guys? These are man-made canals. They're all over Europe. They have these canals in France. They literally cut France in half with these man-made canals.
This is all along the Merrimack River, and you know what else? The spelling of Merrimack got Mandela affected. Stavely knows.
Yeah, Brian said that before, yeah.
It did. It really did. When I put this video in, I spelt it like not thinking of it, and I spelt it Merrimack with just a C, and now it's a CK at the end.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Wow.
So these are just all pictures I found. So this is the water that they're saying they filled in. It goes way out. Like they didn't fill in no water.
This building here looks a lot like something that Steve visited one time, and it had the archway here where the water kind of went. Yeah, I think he might have been to this place before. I don't know. It looks so familiar.
I was watching Ewar, and he was explaining how they used to electrically charge like the water with vibrations and electricity and frequencies, and it was like a way of powering everything. They used to power everything through the water. That's what they're starting to think with all these waterways and everything.
And these man-made waterways, the star forts are always seems to have water incorporated with it. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So that's what I was trying to show. And it looks like a computer board too. I like getting the aerial shots of things if I can get any shots from the sky. I don't really have a drone, but if I can find aerial views, I always take them, you know?
Right.
That's the Merrimack River, the whole thing. The Middlesex Canal. So, trying to think of what's coming up. And then I know there's something coming up after this that I was trying to show. Here we go. Oh yeah, what's left of it. All right. So this is what, in my neighborhood, this is what's left of the Middlesex Canal. Watch. I went and found it. This is in Charlestown. Look, it's like this little stump over here. Watch, you'll see. They put like a sign that says Middlesex Canal, and it's like a tombstone with one of their symbols is on it. Watch, you'll see. What do I gotta change them?
I'd like to point out here, if I could stop the video. These houses here, these are all old world houses, and if you take a look at Pompeii, you will see these same type of brick houses, row homes, we call them row homes, that have been devastated during the X Factor event. So these homes are no older than Pompeii. You see what I'm saying? All this stuff's the same. It's just that these did not get X Factor like Pompeii got X Factor.
It was just a little coffee. Sorry. I'm getting thrown out. I'm sorry. Calm down. I spilled a little coffee on the bed.
You're in trouble.
I'm fine. I just had to move because I was in the bed. I was in the room, and the kids are going to bed now. So
you gotta fix it.
Now I'm happy because it's bedtime. My favorite time. It's my time. So so that's in Charlestown, and that's the all the houses are like that. Every single house in Charlestown's like that. Little bricks. The whole place is all hills. And so there's so the canal is like over there. Look, that's what's left of it. They put that there.
Yeah. His story. In case you were wondering, here's the plaque that tells you all about it.
Yeah, and what? There's like a little flower of life there.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just getting my thing ready for my vape. Because I can't vape in the house when the kids are awake. I gotta wait. So I'm just trying to figure out a setting where I can sit this. There you go. Boom. Oh,
I see it. I see that little symbol there. Yeah, that's the same symbol that was on the building.
Exactly. It's like they put their trademark on everything. They can't help themselves. They're like, yeah, we closed who knows if the Middlesex Canal was even real? It was
So
probably just a story.
in other words, that plaque is for the common folk. The symbol on the side is for the people who are in the know, and it means something completely different than what that plaque says.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so basically, I think the whole story of Boston is a lie. Like, that's what I'm finding out. Like, and look, there it is. Look, there they go with the filling it in. You see them? The horse and buggy.
Wow, look at that.
See that thing sticking up right there on top of the hill? That was there. That's still there. I went there. That's the Boston Common now. That's in the middle of the Boston Common. And in the State House with the gold dome, they're going to show it in a minute. It didn't have a gold dome. It had a silver dome. Watch, you'll see.
Really?
Yeah,
right,
back
look,
then.
I want to look at this DJed column here on the top of this hill. I mean, who climbed up there and put that up there?
They put like Athena, like Greek goddess statues around it, like Statue of Liberty looking things now. Like, but you can tell
they're digging this out.
Yeah, you see them down there with all the horses? Come on, dude. Yeah. That's what they were using.
What's this right here? Look, you see this? Sticking out?
Oh, yeah. That look. Yeah.
That's a building right there sticking out.
Yeah, you see? It's right there in plain view. That's crazy. I found some good photos. I found this today.
Yeah, you did.
I was looking for some. Because Boston's all mud flooded. I have a lot of stuff on my mud flood adventures, but this is new. This is new stuff I found for your show. This has nothing to do with my show. Really good.
There it is. The dome is gold here, and you said somewhere else.
Watch, you'll see another one that shows it's silver. Yeah, watch, or like a grayish. Right. Oh no, there's another one that's in color. I thought that showed it gray, but maybe I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure. I found a bunch of these photos, and I was like, yeah, they're digging out, man. They're definitely digging out. They're not,
Oh, there it is.
There it is. What's up with that?
There it is. It's the silver dome right here.
Well, I wonder what year it was gray. I never seen it gray.
Maybe they ran out of gold paint.
So I went there. I mentioned you in this video, Jen.
You knew what it was.
About the bandstand thing that's in the middle that I go, it looks like a flat earth model to me right there with the pillars of the earth, and it's holding up the flat earth. And you had done a show the night before about those things.
Yeah, that's definitely a symbol of flat earth.
And that thing goes under the ground. That thing goes way under the ground.
We have one of those around here.
Yeah, but I found that statue that's there. I found it.
I bet it does. You can see the doorway there on the side. Look.
There's windows. Yeah, the steps go down. The doorway goes down inside. So come on.
Right, here, there's these windows.
That's the news people were there. The lady from ABC, the Chinese lady from ABC. That's her. You know, the one that's always on the news on ABC, the Chinese lady. That's her. Her and the guy from the news was there that day. And I was filming them. I got them on a different video. Yeah, you see that? It goes down. It's the steps go down. It's, it's
so crazy.
Yeah.
Look at this thing, guys.
I love going out.
It sure does.
I love going out and looking for this stuff.
And it's brick. You can see the brick on the ground. Oh, wow. Look, you can see in there. What is it?
They can get in there. There's like a way to get in. I don't know how, but they have like a key. Someone
crazy
has the
that
key.
You don't got to go very far. You really don't.
I wish I had the key to get in there. But there's 3 graveyards in a row right around there. And I'm going to do a live stream in a few days.
It's a subterranean lair where they do, rituals and stuff.
I don't know. That's the Boston Common. That's in the middle of Boston, in the middle of the city where all the homeless people live. They don't bother nobody.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's like but they have like a bunch of stuff there. There's a carousel. That's the statue. That's the tip. That's the base of it. The one that was in that photo. That's the same one. Watch, it goes way up. You see? I got the whole thing. I filmed it good. I went around it. I got it. It's like
wow. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Did we lose you?
Yeah,
Hello?
no, I'm just taking a hit. I haven't got the
there?
smoke the whole time. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
I'm not
me?
sure. I think he's still here.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
This hill, yeah, this hill is really high still, like in the picture. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm smoking. I'm vaping. That's why I took a pause.
All right, so the hill this thing is on from the old pictures you showed, is it still that high of a hill? Is it? I mean,
Yeah,
that looked pretty high in those old.
Yeah, those things are like on a platform, and like it's steps. You got to step up like 2 huge steps to get up to there, and then it's a bit, and then he's on a platform, and then it goes way up, and that's exactly the same one that's in that picture, because you can tell, because at the top there's an eagle, and at the top of the one in the picture there's an eagle, and the eagle is still there on this one, but they painted it white so you don't really notice it. And they put some other statue on top of the eagle, almost like in front of it, a bigger one. So they put like, it looks like satanic gods, like the almost like the Statue of Liberty, whatever that is. Almost like John Levi found one in that new video, the one that that looked like a Statue of Liberty head from 79 A.D.
Oh yeah. Yep. In Pompeii, it's weird too. Is when I did my video on Pompeii, I never came across that statue head at all in there. I don't even know where that. I was like, "What is this?" I didn't see this when I was looking at Pompeii.
Me neither. I never seen it, but
That's kind of strange.
It looks like the Statue of Liberty for sure. But yeah, so I ran up the hill. I was joking around in the video. I was like, I don't have to do this, but I'm gonna jump that barrier. I like ran up the hill like unnecessarily, like I was on a mission. And I got up there. You see it? That's it. That's the same one that's in that old picture from the 1800s. It's it. And you can see like when I turn to the right, the State House with the gold dome is over to the right. You'll see it in a minute. Like, but I go around the whole thing. Yeah, so
this is really good footage you got here.
I know. I have a lot of it, Jen.
On the ground stuff.
I know. I love going out and doing it because it's like real. Like, it's not like sitting at home and watching a YouTube video and learning truth. You can touch the truth. It's right there. It's made out of stone. It's right in front of your face. You can feel it with your hand.
Yeah.
It's real. I love this research because it's real.
Yep. And when you walk up to those huge doorways and stand in them for yourselves, and it's just like, wow, like there's just no way. Horse and buggies, there's just no way.
Look at that thing.
I mean, you think about all
that thing looks satanic. Whatever that statue was, I don't trust it. You know what I mean? It's nothing. You see that? The dome, they showed it. Boom. So that's the same one.
I saw the dome. This
is higher than the dome. This is higher than the tip of the dome. The tip of this thing goes up higher.
That thing is a giant. All that is a D-jet column right there, and it used to be functional. Now it's probably Baroque.
Yeah, you can see where the eagle still is, like right in front. There's an eagle up there, so you can tell it's the same one. It's like they just facaded over it. They put a few statues. I went around the back, and then look, they have this thing. It's like a giant cannonball. But I was joking around and pretending it was a cannon. And I jumped on top of it, and I pretended I was like shooting it on the thing, and I was aiming. You see? And there's people down there giving people like a little, live action. I have fun making these videos, man. I do it for fun.
That's a strange mechanism. that's kind of a strange looking mechanism there. Is that some old world tech maybe? And they're
it's
just
a can-
displaying it with a
they
black on it?
You know what they said it is? A landmine. It's not a cannonball. It's not a cannon at all. It's a landmine from the Marines. I read it after when I got home. I was like, oh, I was just messing around. Like it's not even a gun at all. It's a landmine. A sea mine. The one you get in the water. Not a landmine, a sea mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Melanie, it is Baroque.
Look,
What's up, girl?
survivors of this flat. Oh, I thought it said flat. It says feet. All right. I was like, what are they talking about? Whenever I see the word flat now, my hairs stick up. I'm like, oh.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went around the back, and there's even more. There's a statue of a guy with a big sword in the back, like a big pointy sword. He looks real. Remember we were talking about how the statues look real sometimes, like real people, man.
Yeah, like life, like they could have been animated with the right frequency.
This one right here, she's writing a book. Like she almost looks like she's writing scripture. Like right here, she has a book in her hand, and she has like a pen, and she's sitting there all like she almost looks like a Greek goddess, and it looks like she's writing some sort of important scripture down. That's what that one looks like. And this one is like a soldier. So like they got Greek gods up there with soldiers. I don't see how they don't even match. They probably found the statues somewhere like under the rubble, and they were like, "Oh, this will be good on top of that thing in the Boston Common." They're like, "Yeah, we'll say it's for the veterans, for Veterans Day." Oh yeah, happy Veterans Day, by the way. Today's Veterans Day. For everybody who's a veteran, happy Veterans Day.
Oh, it is?
Today is 11/11.
I didn't realize that.
Today's November 11th, 11/11.
I know.
So awesome.
Yeah, I was going to do the video yesterday, but the reason I switched it to today was because Awesome Austin on the Melodome was live the same time I was going to go live yesterday. So I figured I'd just switch it to today. I don't want to have people jump back and forth between streams and stuff.
Yeah. No, I know. I try to do that too. I try to coordinate with everybody. It's better that way because you don't want to split everybody up. But sometimes I do it by accident.
Yeah.
I don't realize somebody's having a stream, and I'll put like a premiere on. Sometimes I just premiere a video because I want it to get more views, and I don't want it to I don't care if anybody really comes. Like I was gonna upload it anyway. I just want to premiere it because it seems like when I premiere a video, it gets like 10 to 20 more views, like just from right away, right off the bat.
All right. Well, I appreciate all of your videos and all your hard work. I think you did really good with short notice getting your shit together to come on here.
I was like, I can't let her down, you know? I was like, I can't let everybody down. I was like, people were telling me like from my my chat, we're gonna try to go, Ray. Don't worry, we'll be there. And I just felt like it feels so good to have people supporting me, like my subs. You know, they're so awesome. Oh yeah. Like I know there's a bunch of them in the chat, and they're just like they're all awesome, man. They're all backing me up. They're like, yeah, go on, Ray. You know, I'm like, all right. Like they give me the strength to want to go on, like before, you know, and not be chicken and not get cold feet. You know.
I totally get it. That's what I do. Hold on a second. I was about to do a screen sharing. That's exactly how I feel when I do my videos and I get the support that I get from everybody. And it makes me want to do more videos and film more stuff and do more explorations. And to see that you're feeding off of that and you're getting that same vibe and response from your subscribers and stuff. That's awesome. I love watching people like you and Jeremy from I Want to Know More starting these new channels and starting to grow your channel and everything. And that's why I'm doing this, having a lot of these meltologists on that most people haven't heard of, like Davros and Mark Galat and you and Jeremy, because I want you guys to grow and people to come over to your channel and see what's going on in your areas and stuff. And it's just amazing. We need this boots on the ground kind of stuff because his story applies, and we got to figure this out for ourselves. This is what Steve does. He goes all over Springfield, the cemeteries, everywhere. You guys saw all his stuff. and he's hooked too on it. He said he can't roll down the road anywhere without seeing something now, and he has his friends also seeing it as well.
I found 2 castles in the middle of nowhere the other day in that Mandela Effect video of mine with the when I went to the Kennedy Museum. On the way there in South Boston, there's these 2 castles that are like, they look like really old, and they have fences around them, and it's all overgrown, and there's no sign that says what they are. And one of them has a date 1883 on it in the building, and there's trees growing out of the windows upstairs, like full grown trees that grew. Wow. So, and I filmed it while on my way in the Kennedy Museum. It's called Mandela Effect Detective. That video, if you watch it. I'm starting a new series called Mandela Effect Detective. Whenever any Mandela effects come near me, all right, like I told the story on UTV, but I wasn't filming for this. I wasn't had a channel or nothing, but I knew about the Mandela effect, and I was at the library, and you know Charles M. Schultz, the Peanuts guy, Schultz with a T.
Schultz. Yeah.
Now it's Schultz. It doesn't, the T's gone. All right. Well, the books in the library, right? In the kids section, I was looking at the Berenstain Bears books to see if there was any Berenstein, but they were all Berenstain. And then I was looking at the Peanuts books to see the Charles M. Schultz. And the sticker that the librarian puts on the book said Charles Schultz with a T. She typed it up. And then the book said Schultz. All the books said Schultz. So I was thinking, did the librarian type it that way? Or was it Schultz when she typed it and then the book changed?
Maybe, yeah.
So I brought the book up to the librarian and I said, hey, what's going on? I showed her. I was like, Charles Schultz? I was like, it says Schultz. And I explained to her about the Mandela effect, and she knew about it already, about the Berenstain Bears.
Did she know about the Schultz, though?
No, but it blew her mind. And then you know what she did? I bring my kid to the library when it was open. Now it's closed, but I used to play with the other kids. And I was looking at the books, and then the next week she knew I was going to come, and she changed all the labels on all the Peanuts books, so it just said Charlie. It didn't say Charles Schultz or Schultz. It said Charlie. Wow. Like she's messing with me. She knew I was going to go look at him. So she was like, she changed all the names to like fuck with me.
All right. So listen, it's we've been on for an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And I need to take a quick break before we get into all of my stuff. So I'm going to put a song on and we're going to take a little break. Okay.
Cool. I'm ready. Let's go.
Right, we'll be back
keeping up the momentum. Keep it going.
All right, guys. We'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
We do not consent to the wars you use to kill the poor. We do not consent to get taxes and mandatory vaccines. We do not consent to the GMOs that you grow. We do not consent to adhering your geoengineering. We don't consent to the floor and the water supply, blinding our third eye and keeping us compliant. We don't consent to the wars you wage every day, bombing innocent children hundreds of miles away. We don't consent to you hiding our true history, or your secret societies keeping it a mystery. Cause you've been lying to all of us for centuries. Now it's time we break through your green screen reality. There won't be a rock unturned for y'all to be hiding. You're unprepared for the upcoming uprising, and no denying that you've ruled for too long. And we're chipping away at your armor with each song. We use the truth to put an end to the abuse. Once you see what's to come, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. You think we're just lambs lining up for the slaughter, but we're here to make your new world have no order. We do not consent to the wars you use to kill the poor. We do not consent to get taxes and mandatory vaccines. We do not consent to the GMOs that you grow. We do not consent to adhering your geoengineering.
We don't consent to the chemicals you're spraying above us, and we don't consent to the criminals you're paying to run us. We don't consent to your false flag attacks and shooting hoaxes. We're standing up now and letting you know we're truly focused. We don't consent to your central bank or your corporation. We practice discipline, citizen, and subordination. We don't consent to the 1% having everything. We don't consent to be puppets, we're cutting every string. I know one thing for certain, they won't control me. You had to have heard the name by now, they call me OD. I don't consent to the media telling lies to me. I don't consent to them engineering society. It's time to take over this shit, so now we're locked and loaded, ready for anything that happens at any moment. We're wide awake, there's no way that we'll ever go back. Never sleep again, and we wanted to let you know that
We do not consent to the wars you use to kill the poor. We do not consent to get taxes and mandatory vaccines. We do not consent to the GMOs that you grow. We do not consent to adhering your geoengineering. We do not consent.
My shit's clogged up, nigga. What up? I was like talking to myself. What are you guys doing?
We are back.
We are back.
I just had to give myself a little something to eat because I haven't eaten really today except for a couple of cups of coffee.
I made myself a roast beef sub before this. I got some nice roast beef at the deli yesterday. I don't care. I like meat. I'm not a vegetarian, but
I'm not a vegetarian either. I just want to eat, and we try to eat in moderation. Eat once every 12 hours.
Someone told me don't eat before bed. Like the first 4 hours before bed, like 7 o'clock, cut it off because that's when you just pack on weight in your stomach and stuff. That's the worst way. Like now that I'm getting old, I'm getting fat, man. It stinks. Like what can I do though?
You're getting a lot of compliments on your work here from everybody.
I tried. I wanted everyone to be happy. I didn't want to come on here and disappoint everybody,
I had one up here. Mary put something up here, but I lost it. I don't know where it just went.
Mary's awesome.
Yeah.
This stream's going to be good because it's going to probably stay up. And we got all the information out there about the Freemasons because I've been trying to tell people about this for months and it's hard to get it out. Like I try to talk about it on a few other shows.
Oh, here it is.
Nobody seems to care, but it's pretty interesting and there's a lot more like pictures. I was running out of space on my phone. Like there's so much stuff.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah. So, but I'm working it out. Eventually, I'm gonna get a computer. I saw a drone for $50. 720.
You can't skip on drones. You got to get a good one.
No, I don't know. There's one at Costco for $50. I don't know. That might be good. Costco usually has good shit for cheap sometimes.
Well, you gotta, maybe that'll be a good starter drone. I've never had a drone before, so I would have to probably not go with the top of the line stuff right off. What if I wreck the damn thing or lose it?
Hold on. I think there's a light I can shut off that'll make it look better.
Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna get into a screen share here. We're gonna go to South Korea, guys. Put your tray tables in the upright position. The flight is about to take off, and no passport required.
That's a little better on people's eyes. I was like, I'm like a cop shining a light in people's eyes, like, what are you doing? At first, I shut my light off.
All right, let me get into this screen share over here. Sure. Oh shoot! I think I left my phone downstairs. I'll be right back. Hang on.
All right. South Korea.
My phone helps me see the chat when I'm not on the screen on the right screen. So I'm able to keep track of things that's going on.
This is going to be good.
Thank you, Denise. Denise says that this is a great show. Thank you, Denise.
I'm glad. I hope people enjoy it because I was like, I'll do it again. If you need me to come on, let me know. I'll think of something else. I have so much stuff that I got thinking that there's so much stuff I want to make stuff about, but I'd rather do it on a live stream because editing sucks. you know, and I
Yeah.
can't really stream. I can't really stream from my phone. So if there's anytime you want to do a show, let me know. I'll bring some cool stuff on, and we'll do some cool stuff. This was good. This was a good show.
Okay, so this here is the Daily Mail, obviously. The title, for some reason, is not coming up the way it was before, but it goes through all these different odd places and volcanoes and stuff. So I just want to run through this site real quick here. And, of course, here the first one is the one that I just covered recently of the volcano with the little town inside it, which I think I did a pretty good job of proving that this thing is just a collapsed building, tower of some sort. This whole inner crater here would have been way up here, and it collapsed down into the center of itself, it looks like, with this part here remaining. And I've explained in my last video that this here, their story, which is his story, that these berms that you see coming down the side of this little inner volcano was put there for flowers. Still haven't seen any flowers here. To me, it looks like leftover building that vegetation has now grown over, but you can still see the outline of it. So yeah, if you want to see more on this particular site, you can watch my last live stream. It's a 4-hour live stream that I did, the most recent one there.
John
200
Levi
inhabitants live on this.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. John Levi showed in his video a picture of the Tower of Babel looking thing that was burning down that looked exactly like the same shape as a volcano, like as it was.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen that, right, in the last video?
Yeah. Okay, so this place here, this place here is interesting. The reason I wanted to show this, and this is on the Greek coastline here. It says there's a little town behind a giant rock on this island. But let's check out the island, guys. We're going to pay attention to the outline of this island. But before we get to that, we'll just tackle the top of this thing. It clearly looks like there's some old structure up here. You can see it right here, and then some sort of maybe brick wall or something, outline of a building here. Also right here, there's some structure. It looks like, so there's vegetation up here, but it looks like you can see little remnants of stuff sticking out. Here's clearly a building on the very top of this thing right here with a dome, it looks like. So other than that, it's kind of grainy. You can see more buildings up here at the peak of this thing here popping out. They're probably refurbished old construction that they're reutilizing or something. Or maybe they don't utilize it. I don't know. But definitely there's another building sticking out right here. It looks like it's in ruins because you can kind of see through parts of it.
Yeah, there's a rectangle looking thing up there. It looks like like something was there that burnt into the ground, like a building. Like it's like almost like a rectangle,
right,
perfect straight, like right angles on the corner. So it's not natural, whatever it is.
And now I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is again proving that these are not islands, mountains, or anything like that. This plays into the structure we're going to go look at in South Korea. Pay attention to this right along here, this whole edge that pops out right here. This is structure all along here. And it is part of, it's all part of the building. And here, of course, there's this inner structure here. And then you have this anomaly that looks kind of like a star in a way, might have had a dome on it of some sort. But clearly this wall going along here is part of the old building that hasn't melted away. It's like a little pocket of survival. This whole thing is a structure. It's not an island. And then if you go down to the little town here, and let's look at the border of the town, which runs right along the coastline. It kind of reminds you of a star fort in a way, but I don't think it's a star fort. What I'm trying to explain here is that the whole perimeter of the island is man-made construction because this whole thing is the building. And you'll see this when we go to South Korea and what we're going to look at over there. You'll see a lot of what looks like this running along the top cliff faces of what we're going to look at. So keep this in mind because this is very anomalous right here. You can tell the heat came up from the bottom, and this part right here is a little pocket of survival to what was the original structure. All right, let's go down and look at this. Okay, well, here we have a melted building with pockets of survival. So if we start right here with this thing here that hasn't quite melted down enough that they can call it some kind of whatever, you can see here that there's melted brick on the ground. This platform here is made out of brick that this pedestal is sitting on. The pedestal itself is crumbling away. It's been X-factored. It's also made out of brick and has a whitewash over it. You can see the brick popping out through here. And it also has what looks like tech that was still on top of it. So this thing got devastated during the X-Factor event. Right there, right off the bat. Then we scroll up here, and you're going to see the rest of the building, which has melted away pretty much, but there's plenty of pockets of survival to be found. You can see here that there's a massive cave that goes inward where these buildings look like they're just spilling out of the cave coming down this way. These are actually old structures at pockets of survival. Here you can see where the heat came up to the bottom, and to right here, it looks like there's still two windows kind of still popping out right here. And then these buildings just spring out from all of this. And they'll have you believe with his story that people came along, came up here and built all this up in here. But really, these are pockets of survival that they most likely refurbished and reutilized. You can even see part of a structure sticking out right here. Kind of looks like Vesuvius, don't it? Yeah, that's right. Just saying. There it is.
Yeah. I can see it. It's definitely like a castle that melted, like a big... I say castle, but it might have been like a building for giants, or not giants, but people that are just bigger than us. Like, just because they're giants don't mean they were like huge giants. They were just like bigger than us.
I think they're like 12 to 15 foot tall. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
But look at this here. Is this a windbreaker? Are we on Mauna Loa? If anybody hasn't watched my Mauna Loa video and how I broke down that volcano, which is a melted structure, you see these up there. And they said they're windbreakers. People just came along and stacked rocks because that's what they do. Well, here's a melted wall right here that's been X-factored. And we are not on top of Mauna Loa, guys. So that was in India where we just were there. And then, well, this is somewhere in Greenland, I think. Yeah, we're just going to skip over this Greenland village because there's not much to see there. Okay, then we have this. Nothing to see here. Just one massive melted building. Now, it's been completely melted away. It's hard to even tell what it looked like in its original state. But if you have the eagle eye, you know what to look for. Geologists will tell you these are sedimentary layers. They have to explain this layered effect away somehow. So they call it mineral layers or strata layers, these types of words that they use. But clearly you can see that this has been melted all through here. And also it looks like you can start to see a brick pattern moving up through this grassy area. This almost is reddish right here even. I'm just saying right now, I don't know for sure, but it looks like this water is coming from just nowhere. I mean, do you see water back here anywhere? I don't. I can't say for sure, but I mean, where's this water coming from? I don't see any water.
It's coming from inside somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just added it on. Could be fake.
So there's a cave system that rolls under this place as well because the rest of the building is underwater, and this is why you find these cave systems and underwater cave systems, flooded out cave systems and stuff. There was a whole bunch of pictures here on this site. Let's see what happens if I go to the next one. Okay, so this is supposed to be a little oasis in yeah, I can't pronounce the name, but yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. This little oasis here in the middle of the desert. I've never really saw an oasis before I looked at them, but clearly this would be a pocket of survival in what is a completely cooked out area because all this sand to me was probably yellow brick buildings.
That's amazing. That's amazing if there's places really like that. That's amazing. I mean, I never seen it in real life, but that's crazy. They said there's oases in Antarctica somewhere, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they said. Hitler went over to Antarctica and he found oases. So
Well,
who
I
knows?
remember hearing about the Arctic when Admiral Byrd went up there. It was the Arctic, I think, where he saw, or maybe it was the Antarctic, where he saw like vegetation and animals and all this stuff that shouldn't be there, you know, in a frozen wasteland, you might say.
Yeah. Well, I heard that there's someone in my chat. I have this guy called Black Panther. He's one of my subs, and he said there's Tartarian infrastructure on the islands of Antarctica on the outer edges on Google Earth. If you look, he was explaining it to me. I was like, that's pretty interesting. On the islands, on the outer islands of Antarctica. I don't know wherever that is, but
Wow.
he seems to know.
In this picture, I want you to pay attention to this wall right here between these buildings here that are kind of look like they're mud and falling over and stuff. But right here, there's this giant brick wall behind all of this stuff. Now, I know this is a little brick wall over here, but you can see the pattern all through here. This was a much larger structure, and this pocket of survival, or whatever these things are, I think that these are mud huts that were put on top of what was already here to give us his story on these pueblos and stuff like that. Do you see how it looks very staged and put here? Like,
it looks like sand castles, like what you build at the beach. But go ahead.
So what I'm saying is take away all these little huts, right, that they put in to give you his story on what this area actually is, and let's just look at the surroundings. I mean, you have all these walls, right, that looks like these mud huts were put on top of. Like, these mud huts look new compared to this wall right here. You see it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This looks brand new compared to that.
And that wall looks like it's made out of like cobblestone or brick, you know? Like the other ones are more smooth.
Yeah. So down here even, it's like, it looks to me like they added in some of these new mud huts to try to convince people, like I think they did with a lot of the cave drawings. Because if you start studying cave drawings around the world, you're going to find out they all look very, very, very similar. Like the same person did all of them or something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. These look fake to me. These look like add-ins for his story to explain away culture and ancient cultures and how they supposedly fit into his timeline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They hijacked everything. And
Oh, yeah.
I think when they, whenever they did to survive, however long it was, if they went like away for 1,000 years, wherever they went, they planned it during that time. They had 1,000 years to plan how they were going to control us when they restarted the place back up, you know? If they went
they came out on top on the other side of this whole X Factor event. So that's very suspicious. This is Norway here. And Norway, we're not looking at the newer, smaller buildings. What we're looking at here in this picture is this terracing effect heading up this way into this very large piece. But when I zoom in, you're going to see a rock wall peeking out everywhere on the way up to this terrace area here. So you can see these rock walls popping out here. They look original. It's a grainy picture, I know, but I'm just saying that the structure to the building that is melted down is still popping out in areas. What do we got down here? Is in Italy, this right here. Of course, this whole area has been completely melted. Let's just start with this wall over here.
That water looks beautiful. In Italy, I go swimming in that.
Oh, yeah, right? I'd park my ass right there and never leave.
Yeah,
okay, so here it's going vertical, and it's also creating heat striations that are up and down. And you can see the melt layers coming down here, layer. But also we have this vertical look. This would be from heat striations popping out. This whole area was cooked immensely. It's just, look at that. I mean, just look at how it's melted over the stuff here. Now, this walkway was probably put in later, but I think there might have been an original path that they're putting it over, because if you could, like, some little original spots right in here.
Yeah.
Right here. It looks like there might be little pockets of survival that they utilized. But look how melted the thing is.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it probably was like just a regular, road that you'd walk up, and they came along and just put boom, 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 real
Right.
quick, and just
And look at this
facade it
wall
over.
right
But
here.
go ahead.
Look at this rock wall right here and something leading up this way. This looks like another pocket of survival in here. Some of these houses probably are original. This platform right here leading in this way looks very suspicious to me. But like in here, see how this right here is a yellow and a grayish color coming down, and then you get to this doorway back here that's also has the same look and texture as this melted wall right here. So some of this stuff is actual old buildings, but then again, some of it over here could be newer stuff. I'm just not sure about that over there. But as you move up here, even up the wall, up further up here, it's all melted. This was a massive building, guys. Massive.
Yeah,
I can see. What else we got down here? Okay, so down here, I find this to be very, very interesting. Here's a village of rice paddies in Sapa, Vietnam. This is Sapa, Vietnam, guys. Hold on, let me just move my mouse here for a second. Move up here. Look at all the terracing everywhere. It's so crazy looking to me. I just love this stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
It reminds me a lot of what I have on my Google page here. When I open this up, this is one of my favorite pictures. I'll open it up real quick.
I like how you got it. I like how you got it to say on your page. It's not like we sat here and did nothing or whatever. Like at least you got it up there. Like I can't get it to say shit on mine. I keep trying to type it in. I have a good quote that I'm trying to put up there, and it just won't fit. No matter what I do, I gotta fit. I need a computer, I think, to do it. I'm not sure. You know what else I can't? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you look here on my Google page, right here where the YouTube icon is, there's a little guy standing right here on this terraced mountain, this terraced building here. It's very small. He's right here. Now look at the scale of the terracing all over the place here in this area. I mean, they call these ancient terraces too. So, I mean, there's something very interesting about this whole area and this terraced effect. I think it might have been
frequency. It looks like a frequency or something to me. I don't know. Like
crazy.
Like it got hit with like something vibrated while it was melting, like you know, and then it froze like that. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me.
It could be. I mean, I don't know, but it's very interesting. And how much of it, when you go to Vietnam and start looking at the terracing in Vietnam and other places in the world, it just goes on and on and on and on. It doesn't I can't comprehend it. Like I can't comprehend that people with horses and buggies built all this shit.
No, and I believe the thing about them, it melted first, and then the waters came in and cooled it down, and then it got muddy. That's what I think. I think that something happened, like the grid melted down somehow, and when it gets really hot, the container, the firmament, bursts because of entropy and the gas and the heat pressing up against it. And maybe when the waters above come in to cool it down, and when they come in through the firmament, it hardens. It hardens the water from above hardens the firmament up as it cools down everything, and everything melts and turns to mud. That's what I've been thinking about it lately. But
okay, so everybody's saying we're having audio issues here. Do you have anything going on in the background in your area?
No. I hear every once in a while I hear it click, but I haven't been hearing any audio issues.
Okay.
Like if they're hearing it, maybe because sometimes when I'm watching, there is an audio issue, and then the two people on the show they don't notice it, and only the people notice it. So
yeah, that's why I keep an eye on the chat here, because I can't tell when I have audio issues on my end. It doesn't. I sound normal to me. But,
yeah, it sounds fine to me.
Let me get back over here to these pictures here where I was.
They said Mary said you sound like you're underwater. You do.
Oh.
How do I sound? Does Ray sound good?
I'm going to take myself out and come back in.
Cool. Who do we got here? Mary, Chainsaw Cat, Thaniacus, Isabella Live 2.0, Federica, Mary, Valley Parks, REI Truth Seeker, Rick Lewis, Johnny Cool, Melanie Moran, Daryl Davis.
All right, I'm gonna take you out and I'm gonna bring you back in and see if that helps. All right, guys, I'm gonna bring him back in. Hopefully this straightens out. I think it's on his end. Are you there?
Yeah, maybe. Hold on. If it's on my end, maybe I can maybe if I plug my phone in, because it's not dead. Yeah, I still have like half a battery, but let me see. You never know. Sometimes it's because it's a low battery.
Uh-huh.
My phone's a piece of shit. Let me see.
You got a POS phone, huh?
I got an Android.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad. But the camera could be better. You know what I mean? Like I notice when I'm out long distance.
I hear some kind of feedback, like as if there's a TV in the background playing or some other type of noise or volume coming in.
Hold on. Michelle, can you lower that TV in there? You're messing this up. Just lower it a little. No, it's messing it up. They can hear it coming through. Please, just lower it, please. Please, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you lower it?
Thank you.
Jen said thank you too.
Love you.
She said she loves you.
Don't mess with them Boston bitches.
Is it any better?
I think so.
Then that's what it was. Wow, that means I got a sensitive mic over here. This microphone is good on this phone. That's the only thing that's good about it, because like when I play the guitar, it comes through pretty good. Like it sounds almost like how it sounds in the room. So like I don't even have to put them, like I don't have to plug in. It's just acoustic. Yeah, it's not even hooked up.
Right, yeah. No, I heard you playing on there. It does pick up your music good for a cell phone, but let me get it back into this stuff because let me see what time it is. I'm probably gonna have to pick my husband up soon.
All right, cool.
So this is Australia. This is a whole town of people that live underground. And hold on, let me go over here for a second. Let's see if I can do something.
I'm trying to reposition myself.
All right, I'm going to mute him for a second. You're muted for a second while I'm talking because I can't hear over that. I don't know what it is, but there's something. All right, so guys, look at this. Here we have another town here on top of a melted building. Clearly, there's all melted buildings here in the background as well. Let me zoom in on this one here. This is really interesting looking. Look at this. These look like they may be pockets of survival. If not, there's definitely what you can see, old rock walls popping out here along this road here where they conveniently put a road in, but you can see what looks like rock wall popping out, an original wall. Looks like there's something in here, but it's grainy. I can't really tell for sure. Ray, I know you're there. Just hang on. It's just a lot quieter without you, with you muted right now, and I need to concentrate. So just hang in there. You're fine. You're still with us. You're on screen. Just can't hear you. All right. So this is 600 villages, inhabitants in this area here, but we're not looking at the village inhabitants. We're looking at this building in the background here. This is very Vesuvius looking with this one massive wall, like a crater rim. Again, they'll tell you that these are sedimentary layers. I am telling you, they're lying to you. This is a brick wall that is melted. So it looks like there was a structure up here. What's remnants of a structure here? This might have been a dome. I don't know. It looks dome-ish. And it's probably riddled with caves. I wouldn't be surprised because usually these places are. And then there's this. All right. So before we get into this, let's look at this. Okay. This is again along, where is this situated at? St. Helena, Tristan de Canu, St. Helena, wherever that's at. Let's look at the coastline here. Coastline's very suspicious looking here. You can see that it was melted away, and the rest of it's down here in the water. Go over here. Scroll out a little. Now let's go up this thing here, because this is weird. This right here, this white patch right here, looks like the white patches I always find on that island in Japan. Guys, you know, you just saw it recently. Now, I don't think that they went up here and put that up there for landslides. I don't know. I mean, who's climbing up there to do that? Just saying. It also looks like there may have been one right here as well. It's very vague. I don't know if there's just because this is vacant of vegetation in this area or what, but that kind of looks suspicious. But when you look through here, you can see the patterns throughout of the old brick lines and stuff. See them all through here? Even with the vegetation over it, you can see it through here. See these layers? I'm going to go back onto here and see what everybody's saying. Yeah, everybody's saying now that I've muted you, it's a lot easier to hear what's going on. I don't know what's going on with your phone, Ray, but there's a lot of feedback for some reason as far as just background noise. It did help when she lowered the TV, but it was still there also. I don't know what's up with this area. Let's move on. I'm limited with time right at this point. Now I have a video we're going to play. I don't know why that picture's not coming up. All right, so we're at the end of this site. Let me go over here to my video. All right, guys. Let me back this bitch up a little here. All right. Just trying to back it up a little bit here because I want you to see it from the very beginning. This place. This is I can't pronounce the name. It's Seongsan and Jeju in Korea, South Korea. So let me get this started here and I'll zoom in a little and we're going to take a look at this sucker. All right, let me get zoomed in here. Okay, so let me pause it. No, we're good. We're good. Again, we're in Japan and we're going to be looking at drone footage. I think that is the best footage to look at when you're looking at these things on they're so massive that you know, pictures just don't do it justice. I have to go to the drone footage. So hopefully this video stays up. If they knock me off, it's because of copyright, but hopefully this works. Yeah, everything looks like it's working. Okay, so let's just pause it right here. Here you can see that there's a huge cave system. This whole piece here looks like it's collapsed over. This structure was probably up higher and went this way, straight across to the actual peak over here where we're headed with this drone. And you'll follow it along and you'll be able to see how it slid and seems to have collapsed over like that. You keep doing your thing there, Ray. I see you. You're just muted. I wanted to get through this. Okay, guys. So this place just blew me away. Wait till you see this shit. Let me pause it a second. This captioning ever goes away here. I can't get the captioning off because it's a part of the video, but what I want you to pay attention here now, I told you in this last thing up here with all the pictures. Let me just go all the way back up to the top where I told you to pay attention to that rock wall up here. Right here. Look. You see this? See this right here going around the sides of this thing? You can see the structure, right? Because that's part of the melted building right there. Okay, let's go back over here to the video. Do you see this? All along this rim right here? See how that's perfect? You see these things sticking up off of it? Oh, it gets better. It gets so much better. Here we go. Pay attention. Take notes. I'm going to have a quiz on this. I do not think that this is a tree stump. For the record, I do not feel like this is a tree stump. I'm just saying. I think that, and they even say that it's very castle-like in this video. Right, it says it right here underneath this line. Let me move the line out of the way. It'll come off the line. It says 179 meters high, castle-like features with a bowl-shaped summit crater. It's their words, not mine. It says castle-like features. Do you see these things sticking up right here that look like it's part of a castle? Yeah. Do you see this arch down here? Yeah. Let's continue. Castle-like features. Their words, not mine. Pretty amazing, right? I want to say again, this is not a tree in my view. This is not a melted or an X-Factor tree or whatever. This is a building. And there's other things that you're going to see here that are going to show you that it's a fucking building when we get around the other side of this bitch. This big bitch right here. Yeah, it's a building for sure. If you want to think it's a tree stump, go right ahead. I'm not arguing with you. As long as you understand that it's not what geologists tell you, you're good. Yes, Isabella, I see it. Like a city wall, you're right. Even from here, how far away we are, let's just stop it. You can see the ridges, even from this height, all the way up here. Whatever this was on the top of it melted down and collapsed into itself, just like a regular crater that we see. And I'm going to check out Meteor Crater here one of these days soon. I'm going to do a whole live stream on Meteor Crater in Arizona very soon. All right, here we go. Yeah, Mary, wow. Just wow. Where do you see the shit on around the other side? I'm going to prove to you it's a building. I'm going to see windows. Crystal have his story for the whole thing. A historical narrative to the whole thing, but yeah. This is in South Korea. I'm a little glitchy here for some reason. Not sure why. I'm going to try to close out a tab or two. Maybe that'll help. But we got to keep going. Look at this sucker. Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, this is some juicy eye candy right here. Got that right. It's a fucking building all day long. X-Factor building. Probably like one of these Towers of Babel type things. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now we're around that other side. We're going to see some stuff. I can already see bricklayers. I mean, like, what's this right here? Right here in the right here. Where's my mouse at? There it is. Right here. Oh wait, it gets better, guys. It gets better. Yeah, I could see how people would think it's a tree stump. And you know what? If you think it's a tree stump after I show you what I'm about to show you, then, you know, whatever. But I got proof. It was a building because tree stumps don't have windows and doors. What's that? Oh, wait. What is that? Oh, okay. They dug 24 cave positions along the coastal cliffs. Oh, is that what these are? These are caves that people dug for war? Or are they actually melted windows and fucking doors right here on the ground? Do you see it? They're even highlighting it. They're showing it because they know somebody's going to say, hey, why is there windows and doors in this fucking volcano? Oh, that's right. We had to hide torpedoes in there. That's what we did. Guys, did you see that window and that door? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw windows and doors. Fire all geologists right now, Chainsaw. Get on the phone. Let's call them all up. Tell them they're fired. Could you see that? We'll do a whole show calling geologists on the phone and telling them they're fired. And then hanging up. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see me do a show like that. I'll do it. I'll call some geologists. Tell them they're fired. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You see this, Ray? You watching? That was windows and doors on the side of this building down at the sea level. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Hey, Sue Finelli. What's up, girl? Karen Ann Preston's in the house. All right, guys, let me see how far into this we are because I have some more stuff to show you. So this is another volcano that I'm putting to bed. It's classified as some kind of peak volcano-ish thing that doesn't do anything anymore. This whole mound right here looks suspicious to me. Probably more, and it looks like there's an outline here of some other type of structure kind of popping out right here. Now look at this thing. What's that? All right, hold on. Let's go back a tiny bit because I went past that really quickly. As we go up these steps, I want you to pay attention to the surroundings going up the steps and the steps themselves because the steps themselves are a bit damaged as well. That's melted as fuck. Now look at this. I know they're going really fast and it kind of sucks, but these steps are muffed up. And then you get up here to this nice platform that overlooks everything. Now let's just stop it right there. Do you see these structures popping out right here? Very evenly spaced. Yep. And then you could also see them over here as well. Just saying. Let's continue. All right, guys, hang on. I'm going to let this roll. I got to answer the phone. So there you have it, guys. For me, this place is just another melted building. I'm going to have to stop it there, though, because my husband just called. And I got to get out of here and go pick him up. So I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah.
There you are.
Thanks for having me on, Jen.
Hey,
and
no problem.
I just have a lot to say because I haven't been on a lot of shows, and I got all this information built up.
It's all good. It's all good. I had a great time. And, I'll have you on again for sure. We'll set something up.
Yeah. We'll think of a subject. Like, you know what I want to do? We should do something on all the great fires. Like, I already did some research on the Chicago one, the Boston one. There's one in Chelsea near me. But if you look up in your town, they're everywhere. So, there's a great fire everywhere. So if we could find a whole bunch of them, and you could find if you look at the pictures for the great fires, it looks like the whole place is destroyed. You can see all these columns everywhere, and like the old buildings are destroyed. And the great fire photos show a lot. And I think if we both looked for them and we found all the great fires we could find and just show all the pictures, and it would be cool.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I got to get out of here. I love you. Thank you so much for coming on with me. It's kind of short notice. You did a great job getting all your stuff together, Mr. RFB. Ray from Boston.
We did good. I think we knocked it out. We knocked it out the park tonight. We had a good show.
Yeah. And also, I want everybody to bomb John Levy's comment section. Put my email in there if you want to. Tell him to get a hold of me. We want to do a show. Popular demand. We want him on the Ripple Effect. John, if you're listening, contact me. All right, guys.
He'll be on. He'll get on there eventually. I can feel it. Now that it's out in the air,
I think you're right. But let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. I love you guys, and I gotta go. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
You can all go.